Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat.
Well, a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2026 Touch Rugby League World Cup semi-finals and grand finals. We have a huge day coming up for you in just a moment. There is plenty of action around the grounds and a couple of massive matches. We're going to start the morning with 2 semi-finals before we come down into our grand finals a little bit later on this afternoon. My name is Regan Baker and I'm joined by Tali. And Tali, a couple of great games coming up, and we're going to start with a semi-final between Vanuatu and England in the men's semi-final.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Regan. It's going to be a good game out here. We've got our men's Premier League to start us off. Just a semi-final. So I believe this is 1 versus 4. So England coming in first after their round games and Vanuatu placing 4th. So Vanuatu is a new region here playing for Worlds. So it'll be interesting to see how this team gels and meshes together. And then England have been a lot of our elite players that have played together before. So very interesting to see how this one will go. We can just see those players coming out through a little bit of a huddle here this morning.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one indeed, and a new team to the live stream as well. Vanuatu, not a team that we've seen in previous years, I don't believe, on the TRL World Cup live stream. So good to see a little bit of variety in some different countries coming into the semi-finals and grand final competition. We are just waiting for these teams to get themselves set up on the field. The clock has already started, so both teams are going to get a little bit of breather to kick things off. But it is going to be England with the first kickoff of the match, Vanuatu to receive. And before we get too far into things, I do just want to give a massive quick shout out to our main partner, Experience Gold Coast. It is a phenomenal day here down at the Runaway Bay Sporting Complex. And the Gold Coast itself has had a lot of TRL players enjoying its sandy beaches and nightlife down here on the Gold Coast. So a huge thank you to Experience Gold Coast as we see Vanuatu starting to attack the line on their first set. A little chip through the line and a clean grounding. Vanuatu off on a phenomenal start, Tali. A 2-pointer to open this match. Coast. So a huge thank you to Experience Gold Coast as we see Vanuatu starting to attack the line on their first set. A little chip through the line really and a clean grounding.
Vanuatu. And an awesome start for Vanuatu to get 2 points on the board.
Yeah, a very good start indeed, and just a perfectly little placed kick through the line as well, and an even better chase. So Vanuatu going to take that second kickoff nice and clean as well. They're going to continue moving down the field now as well. England's defense going to have to be a little bit tighter if they're going to stop Vanuatu from getting across the line again. It is very early here on a Sunday morning, and I'm sure a Saturday night on the Gold Coast, a couple of the teams might be feeling a little bit worse for wear. Here we go again. Vanuatu through the line, tries to kick it. It does go into an England boot and out. So line dropout. But Tali, Vanuatu looking dangerous early on here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the likes of Kimmo and Jay Wood out there, some of our elite players we've seen on the live stream many times before. They're also doing really well at making England come up and make two people coming up and making touches off that line, which when you have that person drawn in, it creates a little bit of space in the in-goal area. So it's really smart from Vanuatu to take advantage of that space.
Well, Vanuatu probably about 15 metres out from the line at the moment, just advancing forward, trying to get between that gap there. Nice little step, drive left, switch, finds a little bit of space, they open up, the wing is there. The pass was shocking though, unfortunately for Vanuatu. They're still on the move here, touches made inside the 8. Very lucky there for England that pass was just, it was a quick one. It didn't quite go where it wanted, but Vanuatu continue to attack dangerously. No touch made there, and great pickup there by Blythe. Kind of just expected the touch to be made, but both players just weren't actually in position to make the touch.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a few times this weekend. That's what happens when you train without a defender coming up and tagging you. You get used to... Also, the defence do have to come up and initiate those touches as well, so... But great momentum from Vanuatu, really impressed out of the gates. They also just got some really strong switches. Some of these boys have been playing together for a really long time, but England's opportunity here to bite back. They've got a 6 again down on this line. Jay Wood just coming out of his line to get a hand on the ball. Tried to go for the intercept, but wasn't able to get it. So England will have an opportunity here to show Vanuatu that they're in this match and they can bring just as much momentum. And just as I say that, referees called not using it. They've kind of just like been a bit airy-fairy in that back play. So Vanuatu get the ball back, keeping the possession of the first, 4 minutes of this match.
Yeah, Vanuatu doing a really good job dominating the possession early in this one. They've had the most runs at the line, that's for sure. England, I mean, they've had a phenomenal tournament so far leading into this semi-final, so we know that they are going to come back in it. Vanuatu, another opportunity again. Kick through the line, chase is on. Can't quite get there, though. A little bit of a basketball dribble over the line, but again, Tali, this Vanuatu side is aggressive on the line.
They have been playing together, they know how they work, and they also even play some other sports together outside of that, so they do actually have quite a good mesh here. Sometimes you can see in these competitions, it's a whole bunch of players who've maybe never played before, but you can really tell that there's some glue that's keeping Vanuatu together and bringing that intensity, and we love to see that on the live stream.
Yeah, absolutely. England over halfway now, continuing to attack. There's a little bit of space. Can't quite get through it though. Play the ball, fake right, drive left, kick through the line, chases on, can't quite get there. It dribbles out over the dead ball line. But it's good to see England's attack. There is a penalty, though, so they are going to get to bring it back and tap on the 8 with a fresh set of 6. So this could be England's real first chance at a try here. Going to move it left, have to eventually come back. We're going to move back through the right-hand side now. Touch is made. Has to bring it back to that mark. England now. Let's see what they can do in the middle of the field. Use it is the call from the referee. Just bringing it back now.
Sweeper is wrapping around there, but Vanuatu read it well. I'm not sure if that was a penalty. That one definitely was. Incorrect play the ball, I believe. So England just not really getting too many opportunities down there, and there's been just a few little areas that have stopped them from having that, attacking pressure on the line. So Vanuatu's really holding that momentum right now. Bit of a subset. Just past halfway here, and they're still attacking with some strength here. Jay Wood playing the ball. Bit of a kick through, deflected off an England player, and they weren't able to pick that ball back up. So it will be 6 again to Vanuatu. Dangerous on the line here.
Yeah, it was great defense from England to get into position to stop that kick through. It's come off the leg, but yeah, unfortunately juggled and fumbled. But England, little bit of pressure now on the line. Yeah, no malice in that one there. Just a little bit of a wet field underfoot. The morning dew here on the field at Runaway Bay, just making things a little bit slippery. Oh, nice step through, kicks there, a bit too much power on it. Does dribble out, and eventually it comes off England. So it is going to be another line dropout.
Yeah, Jason Wood doing well there. You could see that Zane Kimmo was coming in behind him. He could just flick the ball back a little bit, and it forced England to have to kick the ball out. The ball was going out itself, but by just that little tap in means that they ended up getting the forced reset and the dropout. So Vanuatu with another opportunity here.
Just at the halfway line now, but incorrect. Fumble on the pickup, unfortunately, for Vanuatu. It is going to be a turnover on the halfway line. England now going to make a couple of subs as well, bring some fresh sets of legs onto the field to now have their attack down the middle of the field.
Yeah, Riley in the middle there with the ball. We saw him looking dangerous in our live stream for State of Origin yesterday, and they have set that try up. You could see Vanuatu's defense really shifting to the left there. They did well to draw those players in, probably wanting to defend Riley, as we know he's dangerous out there. And once they created that space, they could just flick back on the right-hand side on that inside.
Yeah, you can just see
Riley
here him
in the
sort of
middle there with
dancing
the ball.
through.
We
They
saw
see
him
that
looking
gap
dangerous
right
in
there.
our live stream
Little
for
bit
State
of
of
open
Origin
space
yesterday, and they
dives
have set
across
that
the
try
line
up.
to get the
You could see
one-pointer. It was really good read from England there and moving the ball well, just looking for that opportunity. And unfortunately for Vanuatu, the defense just fell apart a
really
little
shifting
bit
to the
to give England the 1-point try. But Vanuatu still in the lead 2-1, and they are going to get another chance here with England not able to take the kickoff.
Yeah, I don't think that defender in Vanuatu needed to shut in. I think Jason Wood had his side covered. They needed to trust their inside man. And coming over just really created that space for England. But good IQ for them to profit off it and see the space and take advantage of it. But Vanuatu is still looking really dangerous out here.
Yeah, definitely so. And 4 minutes to play here in the first half in this semi-final. Vanuatu just going to move the ball around, probably about 20 meters away from the line now.
Kimmo with the ball, switches on here. Touch is made, it will be fifth and last. I'd say their option will be a kick. They might even go for the AFL try up to Marvin, tall defender. No, they kick it along the ground. Bit of a back and forth off the England feet. Referee is saying no.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. It was a little bit of a juggle between feet and hands, but it is going to be, I'm assuming, a penalty of some description from Vanuatu. Can't quite work out what that one may have been, but nonetheless, good thing for England, still trailing by 1, and now they're going to have another run at the line.
Yeah, they've only got 3.5 minutes here, so England, if they want to pick up this momentum in this half, they probably need to get a try across the line here. Riley setting things up, sweeper going around that left-hand side. Vanuatu completely defended and read it, picked up the kick, and now they're away. Great defense from Vanuatu. They do know those set plays. It's nice to see the set plays coming out. It depends what you call it, but it's definitely a C1 sweeper around that left-hand side. But great defensive read from them. England are coming up from their set play, and there's a Vanuatu player standing in front of all of them. So kicks away here. Riley picks it up. Touch just outside.
Yeah, did really well to keep that one in the field of play, especially with a wet field underfoot as well. It can be really hard when you're trying to catch that and run back to, pull yourself up and keep in the field of play. But brilliant job. Unfortunately, though, they do turn it over straight away. So Vanuatu, very dangerous off the line, as we know, and they're going to play this one inside the 8. Move the ball at the moment. England has to stay up. Vanuatu told to use it. They do just that. Oh, dodges around the touch and ground. Oh, he's saying he got the jersey. There wasn't a very loud call. We couldn't hear it, and we're not too far away. Touch was made across the jersey. So Vanuatu going to have to step back, and a bit of a lucky one too. I thought he almost got away with it as well, and was going to get the 1-pointer.
Thought he was through as well, and Jay Wood just can change his direction and change his, momentum on a dime, which is just ridiculous. But Vanuatu's still looking strong out there. England defense not quite able to read a few of their late switches and things like that. So Paxi with the ball, quick shooter. Defensively, they shut that down well here, England.
They rolled the ball there. It was a penalty for a forward pass. I don't actually quite think England knew what the call was. I think they thought it was just fifth and last on a changeover, but it was forward from Vanuatu. So England now with a little bit of pace behind them, moving up the field quite nicely. That was the 4th. One more to go here. England now just outside their 8. Long pass is made out to the wing. Doesn't quite get to his man. Almost a nasty collision as well, but well avoided.
Accidentally gasped on the live stream. But no, defensively, Vanuatu are really looking strong. They have some really great players in the middle there that are able to just call out and talk to their defensive team on where to go and make sure they're shutting it down. Their winger, Marvin Botchway, was out there in case that ball got to their winger. So not sure what that call was. Potentially a forward pass again from Vanuatu. They're getting a little bit sloppier out here just at the end of this first half. Maybe fatigue setting in after a big weekend. I know a lot of these players played mixed and men's, which is just ridiculous to play that many games on a weekend, and some of them even playing State of Origin. So we've got about 30 seconds left of our first half. England are wanting to match it up going into this second half, or even get a 2-point kick try so they can be 1 up going into halftime. A little bit of a slow dance. Quick kick through. Lots of cheering on the sideline. It looks like we're going to award that one. Just a little sneaky chip through, and the defensive players quite caught up on the line. So we'll have a look at that replay. Riley dishes it on the inside. Plays the ball at dummy half. He's dangerous in that position. Puts just a little cross through, And Vanuatu caught up on the line. So England, 2 points, exactly what I'd called. They will be up by 1 going into this second half. Probably last play here. Huge kick by Paxi. And a drop by England, which means we'll go into halftime there. Vanuatu looking like the stronger side at the moment. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that second half, but a great game to watch nonetheless. We'll take a bit of a break and be back in your ears in just a moment. Welcome back to Touch Rugby League World Cup. You are currently joining us in the half-time of Vanuatu versus England in the Men's Premier League semi-final. It is 3-2 here to England. But the first half looking quite different to that. Vanuatu having a lot of possession, a lot of attacking advantage, and looking like the stronger team out there. But England just coming back with a 2-point kick right near the buzzer in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see this first half. We know we can have some changes at halftime, some team talks and changing momentum. So Vanuatu with the kickoff here. And the time has started, so we'll see Jay Wood in the middle with a big kickoff. Great take by England, just rucking down the middle of that field. Great defense from Vanuatu coming up out of that line, shutting down some of their momentum. Vanuatu just outside the 8 here, looking strong, a bit of a step. Tries to get a switch on, but Riley running his line instead of running that switch. Just a little bit of a miscommunication there between those two players. So Vanuatu's first opportunity here in this second half. Kimmo and Jay Wood in the ruck there. Some players to watch today. Some of our elite players repping it for Vanuatu this weekend. Not much happening, not really a set play. We'll probably go for a little bit of a chip here. Jay Wood on the boot. England shutting it down and running it out, which means it will be a dropout. It's really great to get those repeat sets on the line. Strong from Vanuatu and a great little chip from Jay Wood. Unable to get a hand behind it. Huge dropout. Para taking a little bit of a slip there. But Paxi collecting it, dishing it back onto the inside of the field. Hopefully we see some set plays here. Paxi in the middle, dishing it back. Para with the drive. Switch is on here. Created a little bit of space. Come off England's hand there from the kick. So it will be another dropout, another repeat set. Smart play from Vanuatu. It's good to see some sweeper plays and some set plays going on. Huge dropout. Had a lot of wind over the last 2 days, but it feels like it's calmed down a little bit today. It was definitely affecting the ball in a few of those kicks yesterday and on Friday. But Vanuatu with their third attacking set here in this half already. Quick pickup from dummy half, chasing. Referee calls 6 again. Must have been an offside position there from Riley, chasing. So this is their third or fourth set on the line now, Vanuatu. Not much going on, a bit of a dance, a bit of a switch. They need to reset their line, get a bit more depth out there, Vanuatu. They need one of their lead players to set something up. So here we go, Kimmo with the ball. Usually he's got something on here. He picks up, goes for a little step. 2 sweepers at the back. Great hands by Vanuatu to pick that one back up. They've got a few more plays here. They're taking it easy. Kimmo puts a little chip in. England's fighting to get a hand on it. Another set to Vanuatu, another dropout. Third dropout in a row now already in this first half. Another huge dropout. We know if it goes out over the dead ball line, it would be a return dropout. So Vanuatu's done well to keep that in. Some good rucking there, running at the same person, keeping that momentum. Sending it back onto the inside. Jay Wood picking up. We know he's dangerous with the ball. Huge pill, trying to get that ball to Paxi, running that hole from the link position, but unable to quite profit off it there. England haven't had much possession. This is their opportunity to keep possession here. They need to have the ball in their hands. If they're running a subset, those defensive players would have defended about 4 sets on the line there. Coming into 5th and last here, I believe, but we have someone running away. Vanuatu makes the touches outside. Dummy half can score. Jay Wood just trapping the ball with his foot there, and he's able to pick it up and saves a mishap for Vanuatu. They definitely, that's the most momentum we've seen England have this second half. Last here for Vanuatu, Jay Wood and Kimmo with the combination. So a lot of the similar stuff, rucking down the end and then putting a little bit of a chip through, rucking down the other end and putting a little bit of a chip through. We saw a lot of set plays from Vanuatu in the very start of that first half. They just need to recenter here and get some leadership on the field to run those plays. Bit of a back and forth on whose ball that was, but it turns out that England have possession now just right near their goal line. Great meters there down that left-hand side of your screen. It's good to see England with some momentum here. Bit of a push in the ruck, or maybe a foot in the roller ball. So this is England's biggest opportunity they've had so far. There's a sweeper going on that right-hand side. Great defense. Touch was made there. Ravu with a try-saving touch there. England hungry for a try in this second half. Great touch there by Kimmo's luscious locks bouncing in the wind.
Gotta love him, right? England now being told to use it. Sweeper was there, grounds the ball. Referee's just going to come together to have a chat. Touch was made first, 5th and last. It's always good to see the referees coming together to confirm those details. So Blythe on the sideline had the touch first. England going to try and go for the corner. Little chip through straight into the pocket of a Vanuatu player who did have 1 foot outside of the touch line. So Vanuatu, second touch, only 8 meters out. Lots of ground to make up here.
Yeah, he's gone over the mark there, I believe. You can hear the sideline going off, not too happy about that one, but referees called it and will be a turnover. England up by 1. No tries in this second half so far. So England would like to get some points on the board. Riley dishes it back on the inside. Sweeper's coming around now. Vanuatu defended the sweep well. Dishes back in. A few back and forth passes, but defensively they've had a Vanuatu player in front of them every single time. Riley with the ball now. Another sweeper going around. Touch made just off the line. Bit of a dance. Link had to shut there to support Jaywood, but able to also get out to his Link player. Fifth and last, we will have a kick, I'm assuming. AFL kick. We haven't seen many of them today. Unfortunately, Marvin Botchway getting a hand to it and grounding in the dead ball, so it will be a dropout, giving England another repeat set. The possession has just changed a little here. In the start of the game, we had Vanuatu aggressively attacking the line over and over, and now it's England's time to get back into this game. I know they're up by 1, but it hasn't felt that way. Vanuatu have felt a little bit stronger out there today, but England seem to be fighting back. Inside the line, dummy half, can't score. Probably needed to dish that one over the top. Little netball pass there would have done some wonders. England taking their time. Yeah, defensively, they're just not coming up off that line. Jaywood designating his other middle to make the touch, but he's not able to pull out of that. It means that the attacking team are getting touched right in front of the line. We got to give that advantage to the attacking team. So defensively, they've got to stay up and make that touch. Riley sweeping out the back, reading it well. Jaywood getting a touch, but the kick was already gone. Riley flicks it back on the inside and ball goes down. Interested to see if his foot stays in on that one. Ref has awarded the try, just a 1 point, and we'll have a look at that replay. Riley sweeping around the left-hand side of your screen. He's able to get that kick through just before Jaywood. He's kept his feet up, which is awesome. Great play there by England. A lot of the Vanuatu defenders getting sucked in to try and defend that kicker, but they needed to stay individually on their players just in case something freaky like a little flick pass comes back to him. So England back in this first try of this second half. They are up by 2. We know that that's nothing in TRL. A 2-point try can really change the game here. But England seem to have taken a lot more of that momentum and possession into this second half. England just past halfway now, creeping into that 10 meters. He's got to stay on his feet for that roll the ball, so I'm not sure why that one wasn't called. Either it's got to be a touch or it's got to be an incorrect play the ball. Vanuatu kicks, got repossession of the ball and then taken it out, so it will be a dropout here. England making some great meters there, drawing all 3 defenders in. Dishes back onto the inside. Can't pull out of making those touches. Unfortunately, Ravu's caused a penalty on the line. It's not what you want to see here, especially after they've just made 20 meters of distance. So England 2 points ahead and looking strong on this line. Vanuatu not coming up and making those touches. Puts a little kick through. Ravu picks it up. It was only second. I don't know why England needed to put that kick through early. I think they had a little bit more opportunity just to take the touch and try again and set something up for the next one. But Vanuatu will appreciate the possession. They haven't had the ball down their end too much, but Jaywood and Kimmo, deadly combination back on together. Can already see the intensity Kimmo brings out there. Yelling at his team, telling him where to go. Hopefully we see a set play here. Kimmo picks up, goes for a little step, a chip through.
Yeah, unlucky for Vanuatu there. Obviously 60 seconds to play here. Desperately needing that 2-point kick try to keep themselves in this one and force it to a drop-off. They do still have another 1 or 2 possessions in this one. TRL obviously being a very, very fast game. Changeovers tend to happen within 20 to 30 seconds. And that is certainly going to help the situation as well. Penalty England, Vanuatu, 45 seconds to play. They're going to have possession, but they are really going to need to hunt for that 2-point kick try here.
Yeah, they need the momentum back. What they had at the start of that first half was just unreal. We saw them breaking through the line multiple times in that first 5 minutes, but Jaywood plays the ball. Kimmo picks up, splits out to his left-hand side, peels out to Marvin Botchway on the wing. He beats one defender, but I think the second defender have come through and made the touch. Referee is calling, it looks like ball down, but I think he was just pointing. But great effort there from Marvin.
10 seconds to play. Players obviously oblivious to how much time is left on the clock. Fifth and last, going for the AFL try, jumps up, takes it clean. That could be exactly what he needed, but no, unfortunately not taken clean, said the referee. They are going to come together to have a discussion. If it's a clean take, it's a 2-point kick try. If it's not a clean take, 1-point try, England wins. Try is awarded. We'll see whether it's a 1-pointer or a 2-pointer. If it did come off England fingers and then, actually no, if it came off England fingers and then into Vanuatu, it's no try anyway because it's not clean and grounded. So logic would dictate 2-point try. We could be going to a drop-off here. We are. No one's shaking hands. So let's have a look at it again.
Jay Wood just put in a great kick up there. And the player, he's got his hand in the hair the whole time. He held it up there for about 2 minutes to say, I got that. I've definitely caught that clean. So it will be a 2-point AFL try right on the buzzer. That has saved Vanuatu, kept them in this match. And to be honest, if they can bring out what they brought in that start of that first half, we could be on here for Vanuatu. But England have really fought back and defensively shut them down. It looks like they've adjusted to their game a little bit here. So teams both in an intense chat there. First game on the live stream and we're already going to a drop-off. We love to see it.
Well, we wait here for our first drop-off of the morning. It is our first game of the live stream as well, and we're going straight to drop-off. So what a phenomenal way to start the morning. And I will apologise while we've got this little bit of a break. I'm doing absolutely everything I can to keep this live stream alive, but I don't know what is going on with the internet. It's possibly because of how many people are down here all using the same towers, but we are just really, really struggling to get any kind of internet connection, and I'm running 4 different devices. So I'm going to continue trying to work on that and keep the stream alive as much as I possibly can. I do want to apologise in advance, but I have heard that there is a Telstra outage somewhere. One of the towers isn't at full capacity. So we are sort of struggling to keep that going. So if the live stream does stop briefly, just because I'm trying to change things around, we will come live again. It may just be a new link. So if you do lose the stream, refresh your browser, jump back onto TRL's Facebook page and just reload the new stream when it comes live. So I am doing everything I can as we get things underway. A kickoff from Vanuatu, England, going to have the advantage of the first run at this 5-on-5 drop-off. What a game to open things up here, Tali.
Yeah, and a huge kickoff there by Paxi as well. I swear that had Stardust on it. But England with the first opportunity, 5-on-5. We play 2 minutes. It is golden point, so whoever scores first is the winner of this match. So England on the line, their first opportunity, they big pill out to the wing. Defensively, I don't think he was there. They've done it. England are already across the line just with a simple pill to the wing. Vanuatu's winger getting caught a little bit too far in, unfortunately, and that is all she wrote for Vanuatu. Quick drop off turnarounds there. Great eyes from England. Riley picking up, stepping to the right and then peeling out to his winger. And yeah, unfortunately, Vanuatu getting caught on the inside.
Yeah, and you can sort of see on the replay there, definitely simultaneous. It was so close to being at the same time. So no surprises, referees awarded that one. A big congratulations to England. They will advance through to the Men's Premier League Grand Final a little bit later on. We still have plenty more action still to come here, ladies and gentlemen. Up next is our mixed semi-final between Australia and England. That one will be up in just a minute. I'm going to go and keep playing around with this internet. So we're going to take a quick breather and we'll be back in just a moment. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, our mixed semi-final between Australia and England. This is also set to be another electrifying match. Magpie, get off my Atmos mic. Sorry about that. Another huge game. England, another opportunity to bring another team into the grand final series a little bit later on this morning, I should say. I'm sorry. And this one ought to be a good one. While we do have this moment's breather, I would just love to say a massive shout out and thank you to our main sponsors, EMU and EV2 Sportswear, who are the clothing manufacturers of all of the jerseys you see out here today and shorts as well. So they do a phenomenal job in creating these World Cup kits, making our teams look absolutely brilliant out on the fields. To Gallagher Insurance, fantastic for anything, business insurance, personal liability insurances. Hit up Gallagher. Those guys are always willing to give you a hand. And of course, Armstrong Finance Group as well. Whether you're just turning 18 and looking to increase your financial knowledge, or whether you're a seasoned investor, Armstrong Finance Group can definitely give you the advice and the assistance that you need. So reach out to those guys as well as Experience Gold Coast. I've been speaking to a couple of players this morning. I know how much some of these players love the Gold Coast and its nightlife, whether it be restaurants, bars, heading to the beaches. Probably not at the moment because it is quite cold in the mornings down here on the Gold Coast, but it is a beautiful day and the Gold Coast has so much to see and do. So a massive shout out to Experience Gold Coast for all that they do, especially in allowing us to use these fields, which look absolutely brilliant. But enough of that. Let's get underway. Mixed semi-final. It is Australia versus England.
I went for a swim yesterday. It wasn't too bad. So
there you go.
I like to experience Gold Coast at all times of the year. But here we go, Australia. First opportunity at the line. Kat Robinson picking up. Big touch there made by the England link. Australia trying to beat that middle, but great defence there by England.
Fifth and last now. Australia, first run at the line, looking for space. Kicks it through, can't quite get it there. Ball did hit the ground, so it is going to be a knock-on first. It was outside the 8, so Australia going to have a touch on the 8. No, they're going to say it was inside. So it is going to be a line dropout, and I'm noticing a lot of similarities, Tali, between this Australia side and the Queensland Maroon State of Origin mixed side as well. A couple of familiar names out on the field. So this Australia team is definitely a formidable opponent for England.
Yeah, that's for sure. And usually this is potentially the 1 versus 4 semi-final slot. But Australia looking strong, just inside there. Dummy half can't score. Kat tries to put a kick through, but 3 too many wheat bix on that one. She puts her hand up and goes, yep, that's on me. But at least they've had some opportunity on the line there.
I think it was a 6 again wave, not a that's my bad wave. So they are going to get the ball back and have another whack at it.
My bad.
Well, Australia was a good play from Kat Robertson, obviously recognising England was offside. So they do get the fresh set of 6 here. Ball play just inside the 8. Thought about kicking it. Yeah, thought he might have gone through there. He didn't technically have the ball in his hands when the touch was made from the England defender. However, if you are juggling the ball and the touch is made, it still classifies as possession. So Australia going to have another run at it here.
Kat Robinson picking up from dummy half. Daniel Ayres takes off, puts a little kick through. Referee's calling a tap, which I thought it would be a dropout, but it must have been another offside penalty here. So 6 again for Australia. This is about their 3rd set on the line now, only in the first few minutes of the game. Looking strong, just trying to split those England defenders. Daniel Ayres with the ball now. Kirky picks up. Bit of a rooster play there where the sweeper runs around. Referee's calling 6 again. It must have been another offside. Can't have too many offsides in a row. We might have a send-off here, to be honest. But Kirky with the ball. Strong female play out there. Australia picks up.
Yeah, great defense off the line there from England, just recognising the dummy. They're going to move out to this right-hand side of screen now. Thought about the kick, didn't quite get it to boot though. Pass was made. Still a couple of touches up their sleeve here, Australia. O'Farrell subbing in and instantly with possession of the ball here. Cummins now Going to walk it up just inside the 8. Touch is made. Australia goes to the left. Plenty of space here. Cummins is there. Can he kick it to Maddie? Yes, he can. And Australia go through for the first 2-point kick try of the game.
That's got to be the try of the tournament so far. O'Farrell, just a huge dish out to Jaden Cummins. Emma Kirky running that fake dummy line. We love to see that on the live stream. It's one of their set plays. Those 3 players have been playing together for years and years and years. They know each other so well. They've got that high IQ. The England defenders getting caught defending Emma Kirky on that lead runner, but Jaden Cummins out the back just with huge space there in the in goal. Yeah, and good read from Maddie McDonald as well, just obviously recognising that the kick opportunity was there and still following through from the wing to allow that 2-point kick try. So good opening here from Australia. England's defence still pretty tight, but Australia's offence very, very hard to compete with. On the line here, little kick through, trapped there by England, but I don't think he had possession of it. 6 again, it was outside of the try zone. Tane, roll the ball here. One of our young Australia recruits. It's good to see him out here on the field for Australia. Dishes back to Daniel Ayres, plays the ball inside the 8, but a bit of a fumble on the pickup there.
Yeah, opportunity now for England. They've obviously got some ground to make up, about 6 metres out from the line to start with. Good first run here, though, from England. Probably gained 15 metres or so. Still some work to be done. Australia's defence keeping nice and tight like a rubber band. Over halfway now for England. Just going to move things back into the centre of field. Didn't seem to be in too much of a rush there. England obviously looking to set up a play here. Centre of field, touch is made. Fresh set of 6 as well. Australia called for shadowing, and it is going to be tapped out. So we're just going to reset ourselves. No, line dropout, apologies.
The referee's not standing in the right place for a line dropout.
Yeah, just going to check what's going on here, because to me, it looked like it came off an Australian hand. The kick-through was there. I thought it came off Aussie fingers and then went out the back. So
definitely came off Aussie fingers.
Yeah, here we go. Good assistance there from the sideline official, just obviously seeing that little bit of a finger touch that the centre official didn't see, which is why we always have those 2 referees on these important matches. Line dropout. Love to see England have another run.
Yeah, it's good for England to get possession back. Australia have had the last few sets on the line, so it's now that's their opportunity. That's what can happen with those little kick-throughs. You can get the ball back, which is smart. Sweeper going out that right-hand side. Kat Robinson with a great touch there on Riley. Good depth from England out this left-hand side of your screen there. Riley probably needs to lead here, telling people where to go down. Sweeper out to the left, but big pill out to that link player. It's great pass there from Riley, and a 6 again, so potentially defensively offside. It's their 3rd set on the line here. England will want to bite back. We're about halfway through this first half. Sweep it to the right-hand side. Kat reading it, puts a kick through. Kat Robinson getting a great hand on the ball there, but a dropout. Momentum's really shifted here. England have had the last 2 or 3 attacking opportunities on the line. Makes it difficult when you're defending. Only one of the Australian players has been able to sub. Big dropout there by Daniel Ayres. You can see the Australian players going for a sub in in defence, which is interesting decision making there. But the dropout was so big they were able to. So England just about at halfway here on their third set on the line now.
Yeah, it's a really great attack from England here. They're doing a good job just ensuring that repeat set, and commentators curse, as is always the case. As soon as I give them a compliment, they fumble the ball on the play of the ball. So unfortunate there for England. However, my original point still stands. It was a really great attacking set there from England, really just trying to ensure that they get those resets, get those fresh sets, kick the ball across the line, get the touches in goal or tapped out of bounds. So it was a good attack from England. Positive signs. They only trail 2-0, and we still have 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Ball down there, unfortunately, for Kat Robertson. So England will go back on the attack.
That was Emma Kirky there, but
apologies.
Don't think the pass was quite on. Just the momentum that Australia brings into that ruck, though, it really causes havoc for England. Big kick early, great chase there by Maddie in the in-goal area. So they've caused a dropout just from that kick on the first play. It was a great kick to sit up in that in-goal area. Maddie had to really fight to try and keep the ball and wasn't able to get out of that in-goal area. And if I were England, you want to have possession for as much as the time you can, because we do know that a lot of their players are deadly and they've been playing together for a long time. So keeping that possession is a smart opportunity there. Kicking on the first is not always my go-to, especially if, you're down in a semi-final. Sometimes it's just a luck of the draw to put a kick through, but they've done really well to get the ball back here. 3 players together, sweep on that right-hand side. Little bit of a fumble, unfortunately. They had momentum, and that's also something I wanted to say about Australia. When they have the momentum, you can even see how strong they are to roll the ball in those rucks. Even with a push off the side, they can really pick up, and you can see their skills in that, just to keep that momentum, catch those England players offside. Little bit of an early kick through. Jaden Cummins is there. He picks up, regathers, and grounds it. A big pass back. He knows he's got that. That is 2 points to Australia, bringing it to 4-0.
Incredible chase there from Jaden Cummins. We'll have a look at it again here, and Australia a fair way out as well, and you can just see such a well-placed kick, and seemingly out of nowhere, there comes Jaden Cummins off the wing, and it makes the 2-point try on the right-hand side of the field. Australia leads 4-0 over England, about 3 minutes to play here in the first half. But Australia definitely cannot take the foot off the accelerator. This England team's attack has been phenomenal throughout this match. So they definitely have the capability to get those tries through this Australian defensive line. Let's see what they can do, but they're going to have to defend here first.
It was a smart play by Australia. The link had made the touch, so he was already up, and they could see the winger shooting up out of the line. Cummins was just coming for a defense sub set, actually. There was a lot of space. Australia trying to cross that line here. Referees called a turnover, a penalty there, potentially a touch kick.
Yeah, possibly so. I couldn't quite hear what he said, unfortunately, but nonetheless, benefit for England now as they're going to move the ball up the field, back through the centre. Not moving with a lot of haste just at the moment. They haven't gained a lot of ground. About 20 metres away from the line now. And a penalty here, unfortunately, for England. Going to be a changeover. Australia's opportunity now, 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, England, they kind of just do that little dance down the field and run at the same player, take a few, left foot step, right foot step, but then they can just change pace like that, and Riley can pick up and send a pill to the wing. We've seen it before. England definitely have potential in this game. Australia only up by 2 tries, and it's the first half, but Australia with a little bit more momentum there. Daniel Ayres, it's a smart move for him to pop out to that link. They had space available, but unfortunately dropped the ball, but ref has called a penalty, so they will have another opportunity here on this line.
Yeah, danger signs here for England with 90 seconds to play. Australia very, very strong once they get inside the 8, and we've seen how accurate their kicks can be. They're just going to ruck it up a couple of times here, look for the right opportunity, kicks through, and he dives on it, but just couldn't quite get there. Ball's still live, and he dives on it the second time around. We're going to have to come through and have a conversation here, but a very interesting passage of play there, Tali.
Yeah, one of the England players is just saying that he touched the ball on the kick. It's kind of difficult when all the play stops like that and then to continue playing, but Daniel Ayres did a really good job there. They went for the sweeper play. Dummy half picked the ball up, made the right move to bounce back onto the inside. I don't actually think he needed to kick it. Even just a little pass to Daniel Ayres, I think he would have been over the line, but it's a turnover to England there. Jaden Cummins making a great touch. Thought it might have been a touch and pass here, but waiting for the referee's verdicts. Yeah, that's it. Jaden Cummins coming hot out of that line. Both defenders just putting pressure on England straight out of, they haven't even made it out of their half yet. So Australia here looking strong defensively and in attack, and they also just take off so quick with that speed. Jaden Cummins kicking on first.
It's come off an England foot. We're going to have a line drop out. Or no, Hooter's gone actually, so we're not going to have the line drop out. It is half time. It's 4-0, Australia in the lead, but Tali, it's been an incredible game, both ends of the field. Like England, it doesn't feel like they trail 4-0, and that's probably only because Australia's had 2 tries. They've just been lucky that both of those tries have been 2-pointers. So still a very, very tight game despite the scoreline.
Yeah, England have done really well to maintain possession, especially down their end. They got a few repeat sets, a few kicks that, Australian players have had to shut down. So they've done well to maintain possession against a strong side like Australia, but also they're just getting down to their end and either had a few mistakes or unforced errors. I also think that Australia probably uses their female players in this mixed team just a slightly bit better. Haven't really seen much from the England women, but also that comes down to the men using them, well and making sure they play their role. And I'd love to see some more plays, including those women out there in this mixed side, because you can see the likes of Kat Robinson getting involved and Maddie scoring a try and Kirky always being involved in those plays. So I think that's something that Australia has a little bit of an advantage over here. They have some really strong female players out there leading as well. So England needs to continue keeping that possession that they've done well, but hopefully they can stop those unforced errors and get across the line here just to balance it back out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an electrifying second half, and realistically, this game could go anyway. It's only 2 tries in it so far, and our first game ended up going to a drop-off, so anything can happen. England has definitely shown danger signs that they're consistently attacking the line. They're looking for those gaps in Australia's defense. They're attacking consistently and getting those repeat sets, which is the most important and one of the easiest ways to get a try is just by continuing to make sure you hold possession and get those repeat sets, force the opposition to defend, and not have a chance to sub, wear them down, get that try. So England, big opportunity, but they've only got 12 and a bit minutes to do it. Can they come back in this semi-final and knock Australia out of the grand final? We're about to find out.
And we do know that Australia or England, depending on who wins this match, will go in to play against the Philippines in the mixed Premier League Grand Final later today. So that has already been decided. England with an early kick through. Riley with the wheels. Maddie shutting it down and picking up. Well done from her. Number 2 rucking down the middle of the field here. I'm not quite sure why England, the first kick from the very start of the game, they're choosing that option. I think they've got a better opportunity at getting down to their in-goal and potentially getting a repeat set. So interesting tactics here out of the first half. Maybe they were trying to get a kick through specifically to Riley, but Australia doing a great job at shutting it down. Australia now just inside the 8. Daniel Ayres putting a kick through, and England able to pick up and regather. Dishes out to one of their women at that side, and an unforced error, unfortunately, real coach killer, especially. We don't want to give Australia the ball inside their, 16 metres here.
Yeah, and it's things like that as well, where it's like, I understand you want to ruck the ball quickly and move the ball up the field at pace to get within your 8, but it's just ensuring possession, making sure 2 hands on the ball as we see Australia go for another 2-pointer. That could be the nail in the coffin. Emma Kirky going down for the 2-point try. You can just see Jaden Cummins passing the ball through to the centre here. Nice drive to the left, pass out to the right. Very, very quick hands. And Kirky placing that one down. 3 2-point tries for Australia. It's so typical of the way that this Australian side plays year in, year out.
Yeah, you don't see that many mixed teams using their women well and also getting some of their set plays with those kicks as well. So 2 points is definitely the way to go. It's only 3 tries, but 6 points ahead, which is a significant lead coming into our second half here. And Jaden Cummins just stepping back onto that inside, creating that overlap space for Kirky. Wide open. Big pill from Tane out to the left-hand side, trying to find some space, created that overlap. I think he probably could have dove at the line on his own there, but he tried to do a flick pass out to the wing, which was actually well defended by England. But tone over here, England need to keep possession here. They just need to play smart, finish those 1%ers, get a subset on, get down the other side of the field and show us what they can do here. Great meters run by England. Driving between 2 players, drawing them out of the line. Dummy half can't score. 5th and last, they won't have any option except for a kick, and Australia able to regather there. But unfortunately, Tane, I believe, offside. So England will have another opportunity.
Yeah, big opportunity for England and definitely wanting a try off this possession. 9 minutes to play, 6 down, 6 again for England. and just couldn't quite get there. And another opportunity goes wanting. They had a fresh set of 6. It was a huge chance to try and get some points on the board there, but that rushed play to try and get through that gap just didn't work in their favour, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think they're getting a little excited, England. They see that they might have an opportunity and they just try and go for it. But often it's, you know, if they might have an opportunity, they probably will on the next play. So they just need to go down and take it. But Australia getting called and penalised for not coming out of that line defensively. England need to use that to their advantage. Try and get their defenders to, you know, cause a penalty. Not sure what quite happened there, but it will be a 6 again. I think Cummins have put it on the boot and it's bounced over the top of someone. No, Cummins isn't even on the field. My bad.
Came off someone's boot, that's the point. It's so hard to see down the other end of the field, especially with the glare. But Australia is going to have another run at it. And like we said, we know they are dangerous once they get inside here. Ooh, touch pass. Just tried to get the fancy underarm out to his man on the left for the try, but the touch was well and truly made in advance. So England 6-0 down, under 8 minutes to play. Let's see what they can pull off here. Their attacks have looked deadly, but unfortunately, Australia's defense, Tyler, it's just so tight. Despite how good England's offense is, they just can't quite get through those gaps.
Yeah, they haven't really run too many set plays. They do have a sweeper around this left-hand side, but they haven't gone for it. Needs to drive between 2 players. Australia sent for a sub there. He must have been pulling out of the touch too many times in a row, I believe. But Jaden Cummins subbing on for him. England need to score here if they're going to have an opportunity of getting back into this game. Big dive touch made by huge. Daniel Ayres there. You know that he's got experience coming up off the line, not just diving sideways. So great save there. England either got the works of, you know, just one person doing something special. Haven't got too many set plays. There's a rooster. Intercepted there by Daniel Ayres. Read it like a book.
Yeah, it took off very slowly as well. He knew that he was about to get touched. And of course, Australia 6-0 up. They don't need to be wearing out too much energy just now before their grand final. He was more than happy to take it slow, take the touch. Australia looking to go again. A little bit of space here. Kick through the line. No one following through though, so not able to get the 2-pointer.
Yeah, some great rucking down that left-hand side. Jaden Cummins using his women's players really well there and just getting some meters down that left-hand side of the field and the repeat set. So big dropout, caught on the full, was potentially going out over that sideline, which would have been the ball back to England. So Australia have done well to keep that in here. Big pill from Kirky, but great shoot from England, shutting down Australia's momentum here. 6 minutes left. We've only had 1 try in this second half by Australia, but it was 2 points. Kirky and O'Farrell, probably a set play, bounces back to the right, puts a kick through. Kirky just kind of caught behind her England defensive player there. They've done well to defend. And instead of getting a repeat set, England will get the ball back. 6 minutes. They need a point per minute here, England.
Yeah, it is going to be a hard task, especially with I think that's a forced substitution as well. So it's not...
No, that one was a touch pass. My apologies.
I thought it was, and then I thought I saw the referee send someone off, but he must have chosen to
he subbed at the
sub
same
himself
time.
out. Yeah. I just saw the hand motion. It looks like he was setting him off. My apologies. So touch pass England definitely doesn't help the case. Australia now, Kirky dancing around the defense. Player adamant they made the touch. It was going to be after the pass was already made, though. So playing through fresh set of 6 now for Australia. And again, we know how deadly they can be on this line with 5 to play.
Yeah, and have a look at that depth. You can just tell the difference between some of the teams that you know they've got a set play coming when you can see that depth. Goes for the sweep around the right-hand side, bounces back to the left, tries to beat that England player individually, but great defense there. Had 2 people coming in to cover as well. But yeah, that depth across the field from Australia, I know they're pretty significantly far out from each other, but you know something's coming, especially when Kirky's got the ball. Kick through, 6 again. Australia maintaining the possession down then that end, looking dangerous. O'Farrell with the ball now, dishes back into Tane. Sweeper going to the right-hand side, does the same thing where he bounces back to the left. Same sort of play. They're trying to run again, but England have regathered, saying that my foot is out, sir. And sir is saying, no, it wasn't. So it will be another dropout. About the 4th set on the line for Australia, but tries to get a dropout over that sideline. Australia have done well to stop it and keep it in there. Now, one lone Australian player on the left-hand side of the screen.
Yeah, she had a lot of work. Well, she didn't really have to do too much work in the end either, which was
Kicked it
good. The
straight
ball
to
kind
her.
of just came straight to her. But it was a big opportunity on that sideline for England with only the one defender out there manning it. So very, very good job for England to recognise that, but it unfortunately just happened to go straight to the Australian player. Touch made first here. Australia going to pull it back to the 8 and reset their offense. Switch play on here. Kat Robertson takes the touch. Australia now goes left. Big pass out to the wing. Can't quite get there, unfortunately. It's going to be a changeover.
Yeah, big pill from Daniel Ayres. Winger did well to run in, but it was a hard pass to catch and get over the line. And the England defender there was putting some pressure on her.
So England now just rucking down the centre of the field at the moment. 3 minutes to play. They do need 3 kick tries, so it's a try minute here for England, and every single one of them has to be a clean kick try. It is a tall task to ask for. It's going to be hard, but we've seen crazier things happen, and we've seen some pretty impressive matchups so far today in the semi-finals. England now, what can they do? Just trapped by Australia's defense at the moment. They're going to have to start using it. Use it was the call. Here we go. Players out to the right-hand side of screen. Extra pass made. Forward pass, England. Australia's defense, Tali, just so tight. They tried to move the ball around. They didn't have a set play ready to go. They're just trying to look for those gaps. But Australia's defense, these guys have been playing together for so long, they just couldn't quite get through.
Yeah, every time England lift their eyes up and they've got the hand in their ball, their ball in their hands, my apologies, they have a green and gold jersey right in front of them. So it's really difficult. They haven't been able to split them here. But England with an opportunity. Riley, big step, tries to beat Tane. Great defense there. Wasn't able to shake him. But Australia is quite spread here. Looks like they might have some space or probably put a bit of a kick through. Goes for a rooster, puts it on the foot. Jared O'Farrell knows he's got time and he's just able to leave it there.
Yeah, and it's just hard there for England as well. Like, it was a really great idea putting it on the boot, and like, he had so much space as well. There was so much time for someone to ground it, but that communication just wasn't quite there for England, and no one knew that kick was coming, and so they were all standing back expecting the pass. So, right idea from the attacking player, but unfortunately they just couldn't quite execute as a team.
Yeah, Australia, sweeper going to the right, but Jaden Cummins choosing to bounce back to that left-hand side. Mariah on the paint out on that wing. Running her line really well, but Jared O'Farrell put it on the boot. Australia with another set. Had a lot of possession down here in this second half. Only a minute to go. It's looking like Australia have it in the bag, but it will be a turnover. Jaden Cummins disappointed with that one. He's always probably had a play set up ready to go in his head. So England trying to get maybe some points on the board to finish this game out.
Yeah, I looked away at the wrong time. Was it a split or incorrect play of the ball? I actually missed what he did there.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, England, 30 seconds to play. Opportunity to try and get one try on the scoreboard. Let's see what they can do here. I'd love to see them go out with a little victory for themselves and getting one across the line. And the call for, use it was made, and unfortunately just one extra pass from England and not attacking forward does end up with the penalty and changeover. Australia, despite cleaning up and, probably knowing at this point in time they've got the victory, still rushing the ball up the field. Final hooter. The call was made first, so we will have one final possession here for England. So let's see whether they try and get one on the board. No, they're happy to call it. And that will be all she wrote for England's series here. But a huge congratulations to make it down to the semi-final. But Australia will be our victors 6-0 in our mixed Premier League semi-final.
Yeah, we've got plenty more games out here today at Runaway Bay Sporting Complex, but also you'll want to be back on the live stream, especially for Australia versus Philippines in that Premier League mixed grand final later on today. Two of our strongest teams that I've seen down in this competition versing against each other, and I'm really excited to see it. And Australia doing a really good job at running their set plays. It's something I've been harping on about, someone taking leadership in there, and we know that Jaden Cummins and can really run a team as well. So it's nice to see, especially Emma Kirky getting back out there and our girls getting some points on the board. So what's our next matchup today, Regan?
Yeah, our next match is one close to my heart because it's my age bracket. It's the men's 30s grand final, and it is the battle across the ditch. It is Australia versus New Zealand, so don't go anywhere. That match coming at you in just a minute. We're going to take a breather, but there is still plenty more of the 2026 Touch Rugby League World Cup Grand Finals coming up in just a moment. And back with you here at the beautiful Runaway Bay Sports Complex. The fields are drying out, the sun is shining bright, and it is a beautiful day here down on the Gold Coast, thanks to Experience Gold Coast. And Talia, as much as I would love to be at the beach, I've been made very, very jealous over the course of the last couple of days with my girlfriend currently in Sicily enjoying the beaches over there. But I am here on the beautiful Gold Coast, and maybe I'll make a trip to the beach myself and you know, not cry myself to sleep that she's over in Europe enjoying those nice golden beaches and come to the Gold Coast beaches instead. So a big thank you to Experience Gold Coast for allowing us to put this event on at such a beautiful venue. But let's get underway. Tali, the men's 30s grand final. It is New Zealand v Australia. This one ought to be a good one.
Who needs Euro summer when you've got the men's 30s TRL final. Semi-final or final on this one?
Grand final.
Grand final.
This is the first of our grand finals, and I agree. Who needs Europe when you've got Touch Rugby League?
Yeah, unfortunately, a drop ball there by Nick Chisholm, who was named MVP of the State of Origin series for the men's over 30s, taking it out for Queensland. Big kickoff. A few of these people having a repeat on the live stream this weekend already, and just some fast momentum out of the gates here from New Zealand. We love to see it. Australia scrambling a little bit in defense, but great chat out on the field. I can hear bit of a slip from New Zealand. Different new. New Zealand rocking it out to the left-hand side of your screen there. Goes up for the AFL try on the first play. Australia gets up. Big contest for the ball. Unfortunately, a player on the ground. He wasn't even going for the ball, but he's been taken out by potentially his own player. A little bit of AFL going on in that left corner, but a great contest already. Coming out firing already in this first half, Regan.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was always going to be a phenomenal match. New Zealand always brings a strong team to the World Cup. And obviously, Australia being a selection-based team is obviously always quite strong as well. So this was always going to be a great one. And of course, it wouldn't be a New Zealand match without Adams Breakspear, the region manager, I believe, for New Zealand, tuning in. And as with everyone else, this is going to be a solid match. It is a battle of the ditch between Australia and New Zealand are going to have another run at the line. The switch is there, the kick is through, but Australia dive on that one first.
I liked that kick. I was expecting him to go to the left, but he was just able to get a little tap out onto that right-hand side. Tried to catch Australia off guard, but they were able to ground it. It's another dropout for another set here for New Zealand. Dan Maloney, the man on screen, our captain for Queensland, sending a dropout pretty far, all the way to that 8 metre. New Zealand just trapping it with their foot, sending a ruck. Australia coming up all the way up to that halfway to meet them, really shutting them down.
Yeah, good meters gained here by New Zealand, just heading down that right-hand side. Managed to get around a couple of players. Just moving the ball nicely now. New Zealand looking to set up the play. They're going to push it all the way over to the left-hand side. Drives between the wing and the link. Takes the touch, drives it back through. Space opening up. Good run here from New Zealand. And fifth and last.
Yeah, we've seen that set play before. It's meant to be a late sweep, but Australia read it quite well. Going up for an AFL again. New Zealand, really tall winger, going up. Great catch in the in goal. Australia went up for it, but they were not able to get it. So New Zealand with 2 points on the board for this over 30s grand final. Let's have a look at that replay. They didn't get their set play, but they did get an AFL try. Perfect kick, runs in, takes it, drops it. He knew exactly that he'd done it.
Yeah,
New Zealand on the board.
A really great set play from New Zealand, and we see it year in, year out. These boys just love to go sky high, and obviously that winger, massive bloke as well, read it perfectly, drove straight between the two Aussies and picked the ball out of the sky for the 2 point. So a good lead here for New Zealand over their Australian rivals. 9.5 minutes to play here in the first half, and New Zealand is going to attack the line yet again.
I love the AFL tries. You don't get to see them. Obviously, they're not in the mixed competition. Bit of a kick through here from New Zealand. There's an Australian player. They're trying to shut it down. It looks like no one was able to get a hand to it. So Australia will have a tap on the 8. But as I was saying earlier, you don't get to see the AFL tries in the mixed competition, and you don't often see them in the women's competition either. So whenever we have the men's 30s, that's often when we see most of our AFL tries. It's just an element of the game I love to see. We did have a AFL try in the men's game earlier today as well to take Vanuatu through to a drop-off. But Australia, momentum looking strong on the 5th. Just a little tiny tap on the boot from Jared O'Farrell. Australia able to pick up, New Zealand able to pick the ball up but not get out of that in-goal area, so it will be a dropout. Australia with another opportunity here.
New Zealand just making a couple of substitutions here and getting set up for the line dropout. It's going straight towards the sideline, but unfortunately it is out on the full. It was a pretty good length. It was very much heading towards that halfway line. But unfortunately, just a little bit too much juice on that one. So Australia going to bring the ball in 16 metres out from their line. dead center, and they're going to have a run at the line here. They trail 0-2 with about 8 minutes to play here in the first half.
Yeah, great combo on here. We've got Jared O'Farrell, Lucas Stenham with the ball, telling his winger to stay out. Great touch made there from the New Zealand defence. Australia just running out of space there.
And injuring the referee in the process, unfortunately, sort of running through, and as he tried to dodge, he just caught his finger. It looks like he might be okay though. Australia, touch is made, bringing it back to the 8 now. They're going to bring it back towards the left of screen. Stenham passes it back, touched inside the 8. Stenham, one-handed pickup, kicks it again. Jared O'Farrell puts it on his boot, and it does come off New Zealand. They are going to say definitely not played at. So New Zealand now.
Yeah, I think Stenham had a little bit more space than he was expecting. I think he probably could have run through the line himself and then gotten a flick back or a kick back to his own players there. But Jared O'Farrell getting the pass and putting it on the foot. New Zealand, I don't know how New Zealand got the ball back, but maybe it was a drop kick called. Big kick out to the wing for New Zealand. Tried to go up and take it. I believe they were in the in-goal area. It's quite far for us to see, but it would have been an absolutely weapon 2-point try if he had have caught that.
Well, Australia going to go on the attack yet again. Scoreless about halfway through this first half. Moving the ball nicely though, getting good meters up the field, just over halfway now. And here we go, Australia. Let's see what they can do. 5th and last now. Plenty of space, passes it out to the winger, but just a little bit too far ahead of him, unfortunately. It was a good attacking set there from Australia, but unfortunately just couldn't quite execute.
Yeah, Australia looking like they have a lot of momentum. They're coming into that. Sometimes you can see a lot of teams come into the 8 metre and they get touched and then they have to reset their momentum and it can look quite slow. But Australia really coming in with some pace. Stenham trying to get that pill out to the wing. The pass wasn't quite there, but still looking strong. New Zealand with an opportunity here to continue their lead, up by 2. They love using this winger out this left-hand side. It's great depth and creating space for New Zealand. Sweeper around that backside. Australia reading it well, puts a kick through.
Yeah, just dropped it. It hit the ground first before the boot, unfortunately, for New Zealand. But love the attacking set. New Zealand continuing to look dangerous every single time they get sort of within that 8 of the line. But unfortunately on that one, yeah, just ball down, giving Australia an opportunity now to try and get one on the line before halftime.
Dan Maloney with the ball. Ra picking up.
Yeah, touch pass there, unfortunately, for Ra. It was a good call from the New Zealand defenders. It was definitely touch made first. So again, turnovers just plaguing Australia a little bit here so far in this first half, and New Zealand doing a really good job of capitalising on every opportunity possible. But New Zealand now just going to push the ball back through into the centre of the field, straight between 2 defenders. The sweeper was there, the kick is through, the run is on, and he just got there in time to ground it. Great defence there from Australia to stop the try.
Yeah, absolutely scrambling for that one, but you can tell they're putting everything out, putting their bodies on the line today, getting all their energy out there, just the last reach to shut the ball down. An absolute try saver from Australia.
Oh, nice line drop out here from Australia. Just couldn't quite get it over the line. I thought he was going to get it and get the possession back, but phenomenal run there from New Zealand to stay in the field of play and keep that one. Another AFL try here. Our big winger goes up, just can't quite get there.
Yeah, Australian defence timing their jump there really well to get up, especially with that tall winger out there for New Zealand. They're really using his height to their advantage, and that's how they got their first 2 points earlier in this first half. We haven't had a try since then. So New Zealand keeping the possession again. They've got 2 tall wingers as well. Yeah. Just missed a 6'7", taking a ruck there.
Mate, they should not be a 6'7" in the over 30s.
I've seen too many 6'7s on jerseys today, and I'm going, I know that's not your usual number. Here we go, New Zealand flick pass on the inside. Australia just really shutting them down defensively. Every time New Zealand has a green and gold player in front of them.
Yeah, I expect to see that 6'7" jersey at the TRL junior competitions, not so much the over 30s. It's probably the last place I expect to see it.
Hey, 6'7" doesn't discriminate by age.
He might be a teacher. That might be why. It might make a little bit of sense.
Great
Good run here.
defensive read here. New Zealand winger dropping back. We call that a blinker. Different teams call it different things, but when the winger just drops back, cuts on the inside just slightly, it does mean that they leave their winger unattended around at that left-hand side, but when the kick goes through, it means defensively they can pick it up. So they've done really well to shut Australia down here. New Zealand with possession, continued possession over and over. Jared O'Farrell making a touch there. New Zealand might go for another AFL, but the kick, bit of a banana out to the side, wasn't able to stay in the field of play. So Australia will get a tap from where he kicked it from.
Yeah, banana with a side of too many wheat bix on that one. That was probably a good 5 to 8 meters over the dead ball line, unfortunately, for New Zealand. But it is going to be Australia back on the attack here. They're going to head down that right-hand line. Great touch from the 6'7", right down the line. Otherwise, the Aussie offensive player was going to make a run for it. And I do just want to say, unfortunately, we don't have team sheets for any of our grand finals. So if you do hear us calling numbers or just players in general, unfortunately, we don't. Well, we have team sheets, but they don't have numbers on them, which unfortunately doesn't really help us in any way, shape, or form. So we do know a few players, but not all. We will give credit where we can, but unfortunately it is very, very hard when we don't have our full team lists with numbers. So please don't take offense if we don't use names. We can sort of only do so much. Touch in goal here for New Zealand. So it is going to be another line dropout. That one's along the ground and heading towards the sideline. Great job from O'Farrell to keep that one in the field of play. The New Zealand defender pretty fast off the line as well, touching O'Farrell just in front of the halfway. So Australia, a little bit of ground to work through here. Ra with it now. Touch pass again. That's 2 in a row for Ra, unfortunately.
Stats are not looking good, unfortunately.
Oh, we do love you though, Ra. But yeah, very unfortunate one there. So New Zealand with about a minute to play here in this first half. They're going to have another run at the line. Probably their second last attack in this first half.
Yeah, New Zealand defence looking strong there. I was worried they might have had someone out of the line, but they do really well to just shift behind play, and really, if there's a space opening up, everyone shuts in together. So New Zealand have been looking strong out there today. It was very impressive. Going up for another AFL try. A winger gets up. Oh my God, he's good. I don't know if he's grounded that,
I don't think
but
he did,
in the
wow.
air, he's able to try and get back to that ball. That is commitment, and we love to see it.
Yeah, my back hurts just looking at that and the way that he moved in the air. That was unbelievable. So very unfortunate. That would have been the try of the tournament by far if he managed to ground that. So very unlucky, but New Zealand nonetheless going to have another run at the line. This one will be their last attack. It's 8 seconds before the end of the first half. O'Farrell makes a touch. The attackers for New Zealand now sending the sweepers around. The switches are through, moving the ball back into the centre of field here. No time left on the clock. The final hooter going any second now. New Zealand just going to take the touch there, moving the ball back. AFL try on again here for a different tall piece of timber on the wing, and they can't quite get there. And that will be the halftime hooter. Australia go into the halftime break down 0-2. And Tali, it's a low-scoring affair, but it is a really exciting and close match.
Yeah, every time it's been hotly contested down each end, and we've had repeat sets for New Zealand, repeat sets for Australia. The momentum on the line, I feel like Australia has a little bit more momentum in the line. They've had a few more opportunities of set plays and pills out to the wing and things like that. But New Zealand doing really well defensively to shut them down, and also I guess their AFL try has been their go-to set play. They've also been running that wing play where the link goes for the late sweep with the middle player, and they were almost able to profit off that a few times. So it's been a really strong competition so far for the 30s.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really, really exciting game. And just from what you're seeing on the screen as well, you wouldn't even know that this was an over 30s match. These boys are moving the ball up the field nicely. They're defending hard off their line. They're attacking well. They're driving. They're diving and doing all kinds of crazy maneuvers that my knees and back can't even fathom at the age of 34. So it's a really, really exciting game. And it's what I love about the addition of this 30s competition a couple of years ago into Elite TRL is there are so many players over 30 that are still so good in attack and can just play such elite TRL. So, yeah, really exciting game. 2-0 the advantage for New Zealand with still a half to play. It's impossible to call which way this one's going to go.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think Australia have had a bit more momentum on the line, and they just haven't been able to show that on the score. But also, if New Zealand keep getting those, they've got so many tall timbers on those wings. If they can get more AFL tries, that's, 2 points across the board. So it'll be interesting to see. And, maybe if they bring over 30s women's division, that's my time for a comeback, Regan.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know a couple of years ago we did have an over 30s mixed competition as well. It sort of went well for a season or two before it had to get pulled, unfortunately, but hopefully it does make a resurgence, because the over 30s competition is so exciting as we get things underway here with an Australian kickoff. New Zealand not able to get there, but it does not matter. Unfortunately, the wind just picking up, as you can probably hear through our microphones, and that ball getting blown back. So it was short and not quite going the 8 meters required. So New Zealand, huge opportunity to open this second half. They're going to get the tap from the 8, get the ball up the field nice and fast here, about 15 meters out now. Fakes it, switches on. Great defense from Australia, not falling for it. They'll bring it back to the 8, move it back into the center of field of play. Fakes the kick, passes again. Australian defense all over it. 5th and last now for New Zealand. Let's see what they can do. Going for the AFL yet again. Our tall mate is there. He just couldn't quite take that one cleanly. Crisis averted for Australia. Stenholm will bring it out to the 8 and make the tap for Australia. New Zealand already doing a phenomenal job in this second half. Let's see what Australia can do on their first attack. And run it up this right-hand side of the field. Bringing it back into the middle now. Couple of quick touches from New Zealand. The one-handed pickup from Stenholm. Pushing out to the left. Space here. Thought about the extra pass. Didn't make it. Grounds the ball. I think touch was made first, though. Going to bring it back to the 8-meter mark now. Australia looking dangerous on the line. Back into the middle with Stenholm. Pushing out to the right. O'Farrell kicks it out one more. Out to the wing now. Australia, wing. Has to dance over it. The 6-7 makes the touch. Penalty Australia, fresh set of 6 to come. The Aussies, again, looking dangerous now. Some fresh bodies out onto the field of play. Another penalty here for New Zealand, this time just not moving off the line. So just going to have to make sure they keep advancing forward, not sitting back on that try line. Australia, quick play of the ball here. Kicks it through. Can his man get there? No, New Zealand gets to it first. It's going to be a line dropout. Again, Australia continuing to look dangerous, attacking their line. Still haven't been rewarded with any points, but doing a really phenomenal job of just continuing to attack, moving their offense. And now Australia, line dropout. It's heading straight towards the sideline. There is an offensive player there. So here we go, Australia with O'Farrell down the middle of the field. Stenholm picks it up, just attacking through that same centre. Incorrect play of the ball from Australia. That is devastating. They did all the hard work to get the repeat set off the line dropout, but just couldn't quite roll it properly. So a little bit unlucky there. New Zealand now are going to have, I think, their first attack. Oh, second attack of the second half here.
New Zealand just rucking at that same link player there, sending it back into the middle. They might try and get a set play on here. Sweeper goes out to the left. They haven't caused an overlap. Australia were able to read it. Lucas didn't get a hand on it. He did try to, but it was probably good that he's left it. And Australia will have a tap on the 8.
Just waiting for New Zealand to get back online. Here we go, Australia.
Australia.
Australia moving the ball up the field. Not at any great pace just at the moment. Moving it back into the centre now. Still a fair distance to make. Just over halfway now. Ball pushing out to the left. O'Farrell kicks it back in. Touch is made. Australia with the opportunity. Penalty though, just interfering in the ruck on that occasion. So opportunity now for Australia. It just goes to show you don't have to move the ball up the field at pace in order to get the opportunity.
Yeah, they might not be moving with too intensity on a straight drive, but they definitely have a lot of sweepers going. Little kick through. Strong defense from the New Zealand winger to come in and shut that kick down. But an Australian player must have got to it first. My bad. Might be able to have a look on the replay. Oh, no, that was correct. New Zealand player got their hand to it. It looks like they were going back for a kickoff, so...
Yeah, no, it was a kick through that came off I think New Zealand grounded it, and that is a phenomenal kick as well. Did it go out over the halfway? Yes, it did. No, it didn't, unfortunately. It's looking by where the referee is standing, I reckon 30 centimetres.
Is it where the ball crosses the invisible line?
Yeah, the imaginary wall that goes up from the sideline, it's where the ball crosses. So based on where the sideline official was standing, that is really unlucky for New Zealand because, yeah, it was 30 centimetres or less based on where he was standing.
Lucas standing with the ball. Not much going on, but Australia do have great depth, and that's something we love to do. This sweeper might go out to the left. No, he dishes back to the right-hand side. Sweeper's going on the right-hand side here. Bit of a fumble there, unfortunately. But also New Zealand reading those sweeper players well might have been an opportunity to bounce back, do the second phase of that set play to create an overlap. But right now, defensively, both teams really matching each other.
Yeah, absolutely, and still 2-0 as well. So that first try from New Zealand was in probably, what, the first 3 or 4 minutes of the first half, and we've pretty much been scoreless ever since. So, you know, it really is a defensive game here in this men's 30s grand final. But the scoreline definitely isn't a telltale sign of how good this game has been, because it has been fast-paced, it has been defensive, it has been electrifying. As New Zealand, again, they love going for that AFL try. They just couldn't quite get it on that occasion. The wind starting to play a little bit of havoc with these kicks.
Yeah, it's been kind of a trend over the last few days. In the morning, it's quite settled and a little bit dewy on the floor. And then as the field dries a bit, the wind starts to pick up, and this is the first time we've kind of been noticing the wind impacting the game, impacting that AFL kick just prior. But Australia getting a subset on, looking strong. Nick Chisholm with the ball, 2 sweepers around that left-hand side. New Zealand with an overlap defensively, but the winger picking the ball up off an intercept there. There's an Australia player down in the back play, but he's just coming back into it. New Zealand not with too much momentum there to profit off it.
Yeah, and Tali, it must be 10 a.m. because the line at the bar has all of a sudden started to form. So if you are in the area, do come down to the Runaway Bay Sports Complex. We still have 3 huge grand finals to come. The bar is open, the sun is shining, the deck chairs are out, and there are 3 massive grand finals still to come in our women's, men's, and mixed grand finals for the TRL 2026 World Cup. Australia now with 5.5 minutes to play here in the men's 30s grand final. Still scoreless, but looking to attack the line once more.
Yeah, Adrian Cush going for a great drive out on that left-hand side. Jared O'Farrell with the ball. New Zealand player, but going for a little bit of a netball defensive, you know, around the side with his arm there, but he's gotten his hand to the ball, so I believe it will be a 6 again, potentially.
Yeah, tap, there we go. So 6 again, Tali, like you said, and big opportunity now for Australia.
Yeah, they've really got to get some points on the board. New Zealand shooting out of the line, making some space for an overlap for Australia. Great hands by Nick Chisholm. 2 pass out to him and ball down straight away. A little bit of a frog squat to get that ball down. But you've got to be quick. He had someone on his tail. So let's have a look at that replay. Jared O'Farrell plays the ball. Stenner back to O'Farrell, quickly out to Nick Chisholm. They saw as soon as that New Zealand player had shot out of line to make the touch, they knew that they could create an overlap. New Zealand players having to do their shut defense and Nick Chisholm being able to find the space and get it down.
Yeah, and it was only the 1 pointer, but everything helps here when it's only a 2-1 lead for New Zealand. So that 1 pointer essentially means if Australia gets another try, they're either going to draw things up or take the win. It does help them quite a bit in their comeback here, but New Zealand is still in the lead, 4.5 minutes to play in this second half. This game has had everything. It is still too close to call as we see Australia getting themselves up the field. Oh, opportunity, space opens up, touch is made first. It was a great dive across the line from Australia, but it'll be a changeover now and New Zealand will go on the attack once more.
their link was open on that left-hand side for Australia, but middle wanted to dive for the line, so unfortunately not able to get that one through. So New Zealand only up by 1. They're going to want to get some more points on the board if they want to continue to hold that lead, which they've held from the first few minutes of the game all the way until now. So would be an absolute upset for New Zealand to lose it now. Just casually making their way down the field, going out to their wing, something they've been doing this whole game. Goes for a switch out to their link. Early kick. Looks good. Adrian Cush defending there. Captain for Australia for our over 30s. Absolutely showing what he can do. He was put in a pressure situation there. 2 New Zealand defenders near him, and he was able to just tap the ball out. So great defense there by Adrian Cush.
Yeah, and line dropout to come. So New Zealand going to have another opportunity. It is going to be Jared O'Farrell doing the line dropout, and we know he can place the ball well. It's going straight towards the halfway line, and Australia, a big change around here. Jared O'Farrell with the huge line dropout. New Zealand having to get there to stop it from going out over the halfway line and knocked it on. So Australia looking dangerous again. O'Farrell gets across the line but gets touched.
Yeah, New Zealand doing well defensively. They know they shouldn't shoot out of their line. That's when Australia can create those overlaps. Here we go, Lucas Stenham, quick kick. New Zealand defender gets a hand to it. Big bear hug from Nick Chisholm there, just, you know, almost running into each other. But Australia's momentum are on. They know they're down by 1. The pressure is on. They're coming in fierce. So big dropout from New Zealand. Australia on the run.
Huge dropout.
New Zealand, what an effort on that dropout. They've seen the wind coming in and they've gone, let's take this to our advantage. We do know that if it bounces in and goes over the dead ball line, it means that Australia will have a just return dropout, potentially giving New Zealand that possession back. And right now, while they're up by 1 with 2 minutes to go, New Zealand want possession the whole time if they can keep it out of Australia's hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And Australia will be kicking themselves for that one as well. They sort of were a little bit lax in getting back on defense to try and stop that line dropout, but that was a huge shoe, and the wind obviously blowing in their favor as well, so making a big advantage. New Zealand now, they still lead 2-1, just over 90 seconds to play here. So massive opportunity to see what they can do. They're going to move the ball back into the center of field. Opportunity, space opens up. The wing is there. Can he get through? He decides to go himself, but the Australian made the touch first.
Yeah, great touch there made by Nick Chisholm. One of our elite players out there, as I said earlier, man of the match in the over 30 State of Origin competition on Friday earlier this weekend. So he's just showing what he can do there. New Zealand, little chip through. Nick Chisholm again, really great defense from him. That's 2 try savers in a row, and he goes for a sub. Australia have defended on this line a few sets now. Jared O'Farrell with the ball, sending it for a dropout, and the wind not in their favour. But
I mean, it's been 2 good dropouts from both teams. Australia forcing the knock-on the first one, and he's just done it again. 3 dropouts in a row that have led to the changeover. As I was about to say it, O'Farrell caused the first one to become a drop ball. The second one also being good as well.
yeah, Australia, only 30 seconds left here. Jared O'Farrell and Stenham in the middle. Big peel out to the winger. They have space. New Zealand defender coming out from nowhere. Australia must score here if they want to stay in it. This is the grand final for the men's over 30s. Not much happening. Dan Maloney with the ball, dishes out to Stenham, goes to O'Farrell, back to Maloney. Sweeper on that right. They can't separate them. They're going to have to peel to the wing. No one's there. They put a 2-point kick on, and they will take the lead in the last 10 seconds of the match. Australia, let's have a look at that replay. It's the first time today I've been really out of my seat. 10 seconds left in the game. Not much was happening, dishing back and forth, but Jared O'Farrell with that high IQ, peeling out to the wing, and then he's chased as well. The link has come in to get his hands down. That is a 2-point try, taking Australia in the lead 3-2. Not much time left on the clock. This could have sealed the deal here for Australia. New Zealand held the lead for the longest time in this game in the first, few minutes of that first half. This is the first time Australia are back in the lead.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable play from Australia, and with no time left on the clock, New Zealand really needs to pick up this loose ball and run the full length of the field to try and get themselves back in it. There's the hooter. There's going to be one more play. New Zealand has to kick it. The chase is on. Australia just needs to knock it on or drop the ball, and that is it. Australia, in the dying seconds of this men's 30s grand final, will walk away. No, hang on, let's just hold up a second. The referee's coming together to chat. We might be bringing the ball back for a penalty. I think Australia had already started celebrating. They are going to bring it back. There is going to be another play before we wrap things up. So there is still a chance here.
It's also dangerous if that Australian player to tap it out like that. It bounced in the in goal, which obviously as soon as it bounces, it's dead ball. But all it took would be for a New Zealand player to come and regather the ball before it bounces. It's probably more important for him to hold the ball and just get touched to ensure that, you know, nothing else changes. It'll be interesting to see what the call is back here and what's happened for New Zealand to get the ball again. They'll put another kick through. They don't really have much other option. Bit of a collision in there. Nick Chisholm saying he's got a hand to the ball. So again, that is all she wrote. New Zealand would be incredibly disappointed to hold the lead for the majority of that game and just lose it in the last 10 seconds from an awesome play. Big pill from Jared O'Farrell out to the wing, and Australia just smart using their 2-point kick tries to get 2 points ahead. 2 points to take them 1 point ahead to finish off the men's 30s grand final down here at Runaway Bay Sports Complex. We will be back in just a moment.
Yeah, absolutely incredible finish to this match. And Australia taking the chocolates in the dying moments of this men's 30s grand final. And as Tali said, we will be back in just a moment. In about 5 minutes' time, we have our Women's Premier League final between Denmark and the Philippines. So stay tuned. Plenty more TRL World Cup action in just a moment.
here.
Yeah, we don't know. They kind of roll through. The last 4 years we've been down at Alabasta or Ferrara. This year they started doing it here instead. But yeah, we're not 100% sure what's happening next year yet.
This is the last day, yeah, they're all finished
Today's the
now.
last day.
They're all finished now.
Yeah.
So closing now.
And back with you here. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I know you had to rejoin the live stream on a new link. It's a first here for TRL. We got booted off for music licensing issues, despite the fact that all the music I have in here is paid for and licensed. But anyway, just Meta doing Meta things, unfortunately. So you may hear a little bit of dead air in between games. We're just not going to play any of that music or anything like that again now. So do apologize for the inconvenience, but glad to have you back on the live stream and getting ourselves ready for this women's grand final. It is between the Philippines and Denmark. A huge match, Tali, that I know I'm looking forward to, and you are as well.
Yeah, we saw earlier this morning, it wasn't on the live stream, but the first game of the day on this show field was Australia versus Denmark. Australia going down by 1 against Denmark, 3-2, I believe. So both these teams have won their semi-finals. Philippines getting up 3-0 against New Zealand for the women's match. Everyone knows I'm passionate about this women's game, and we've got some star-studded players out there today. It's good to have some fresh faces as well. But also, Denmark coming out, beating the top spot. They were 4th, so 4th beat number 1 in a semi-final, and then Philippines, I believe, came in 2nd to New Zealand. But this team, I'm not sure how they went when they versed each other in the round games. It will be an interesting one. We've got so many talented players out there today, and gosh, I'm excited, Regan.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be a really, really exciting matchup between these two squads. So we'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds. But two very big teams with some big name TRL stars out on the field, and that's one of them, Shalise Foster, kicking things off for Denmark, and the Philippines, unfortunately, unable to take the kick-off to start.
It's also an interesting matchup because in previous years, some of this Denmark team have come from that North region, and also even JB, Jess Cephas kicking off as well there, causing a drop ball, has played in this team with a lot of these Denmark players before, so a lot of these girls know each other, they know how they play. Izzy Bursky as well in that side, Jazz Ziski, all playing for the Philippines, so it's a bit of a rivalry out there today. Players who have all played together are now playing against each other, but Philippines with the first opportunity. Natalie Ono chasing in defense, Jess Cephas picking up with a little bit of a sweep there. Intensity is looking strong for this first play in our women's division. Hopefully we get a set play out here. Izzy Bursky picking up.
Yeah,
great touch
pass
made there by Ella McCall. Izzy Bursky, she wasn't sure whether she wanted to put it on the foot, put a kick through, but decided to pass last minute. But Ella McCall getting a great touch there. Denmark now with an opportunity, their first play and set for the game. Coming in hard and fast. Good ruck there by Shalise.
Yeah, Denmark just outside their 8 now. Shalise Foster with the pickup, kicks it through the line, and ball down by the Philippines. It was a good look early here from Denmark and a great start to their attack. We are going to bring it out. foot was just outside the line when the first knock-on was made. So fresh set of 6 here for Denmark in the 8. Going to move the ball all the way over now to the right-hand side of screen.
Yeah, Natalie Ono with the ball, someone who's been taking good charge in this team. Zira as well. Not much happening. Natalie just kind of waiting for her team to sub on as well. Hopefully they've got some good depth out here, which is nice to see. It looks like there's going to be a set play coming out. Hopefully we get something happening. Philippines link quite far up, but Natalie Ono tries to beat and go on her own. She's got no one out on that outside link trying to help her out. Zira has no other real option but to put a bit of a kick through. Bit too much on her. They don't get the repeat set, so Philippines will be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely so. It was a good defensive set there for Philippines. And I think Denmark, as you sort of said, they've just come in. Maybe the nerves are getting to them a little bit. It wasn't the greatest set offense there from Denmark to sort of open that attack. But still plenty of time left in this game. And like I said, we know both of these teams are absolutely star-studded. So still plenty of time. It always does get nice and interesting here in the grand finals as the Philippines continue attacking up the center of field here. There was a nice step there. Easy, quick, extra pass. And the Philippines go over. Referees confirming. And there we go. Our opening try of this women's grand final. And the Philippines go up 1-0.
Yeah, Jazzy Ziski just stepping one way, stepping another. Elise Wong picking up, creating that space. And an amazing dive over the line. But that's the works of Jazzy Ziski and Elise Wong, 2 of our elite female players here, setting up a try for the Philippines and causing an overlap. Great start for them. 1-0 here. And a big kickoff as well. I've been impressed with some of these kicks. Great take by the Philippines. They might even be in for a second lot here. They've got some momentum and some great plays on the field. Elise Wong, if someone can drive for her, we know she's got wheels. They've played it between 2 players. Elise will try and beat and go on her own. Dishes out to that link position, but a lot of Denmark defenders out that side. Definitely feel the wind picking up as well. You might even see the banners going in the behind of this video footage here. Definitely playing a part in this game. Might have to tighten up some of the passes. The kicks going a little skew-if, but Denmark trying to ruck and get the ball downfield. Philippines defense looking strong. A lot of them coming up out of the line. 5th and last, and they've only just gone over the halfway line. Tried to put a kick through. Not much going on. Little bit of an accidental knock there.
Yeah, almost space though for Denmark. Like really, really good positioning, and the kick sort of went through and then bounced over one of the Philippines defenders. So there was a little bit of an opportunity that opened up. Couldn't quite get there in the end though, but again, Denmark doing a really good job on their attack, as are the Philippines, as they have another run at it now as well. They're going to sort of bring it back into the middle of the field and turn on the Jets straight away. Quick play the ball. Space has opened up here. Extra pass is made, but just couldn't quite get the ball into the fingertips. So it'll be a handover for Denmark.
How's that energy, though, from number 14 in the Philippines, just subbing on and running hard? And it's all we really need to see here is someone running hard through the middle of the field. JB making a touch. Natalie Ono looking dangerous in the middle. Big step. Can she set something up? Sweeper might go around. No, she doesn't. Ella McCall taking the touch. Not much except for a little kick. Ball down by the Philippines. So it will be a dropout. I've seen this player kick before. She's got a strong dropout, so let's see what she can do today.
Ball resting just in front of halfway here in Denmark. Not in any rush to pick that one up, just making sure it's nice and clean and easy to pick up. No fumbles or anything like we saw twice in that last game on the line dropouts, trying to pick it up and fumbling it. There is a lot of breeze around, and it does cause a little bit of havoc when it comes to either catching balls or picking them up. Denmark now going to attack down this left-hand side of screen. Ono now bringing it back through the center. Extra pass is made. Attack has been called. Touch is made just inside the 8. Ono now puts it on her shoe. Space is made. Attacker's running through. Just couldn't quite get there. It is grounded in goal by the Philippines, though. So they will have a line dropout. They're also going to sub and bring in a couple of extra defenders as well.
Natalie Ono playing well there. The set prior to that, you could see that, you know, they're driving for her. She was able to get a reset set of 6 because she caught her defender changing direction on that defensive line. Oh, bit of an error from Denmark. A touch pass. Great defense there by the Philippines winger. They'll be happy to have the ball back. They've lost a little bit of their momentum. Denmark had a few sets on the line now, so it's important for Philippines to get down the field. Jess Cephas making some good meters, dishing it all the way along. A few people going for a sub. But the Philippines looking pretty dangerous, coming with some momentum here, getting a few switches on, trying to beat that Denmark defense, but quite well covered there in the middle. Lost a bit of their momentum. They might just go for a kick here. There isn't too much happening. Probably a put on the foot, few passes back and forth. Maybe a forward pass there, potentially a touch pass, but Philippines unable to show what they can do down on that line. Denmark, they need someone to take the lead in this middle here. They know we've seen set plays from them before. Sarah, one of their strong middles, rucking down the middle. Zira with the ball, trying to look for a dummy.
Yeah, moving it just down this right-hand side of field at the moment. The fresh sets of legs running through and coming out into the middle. Denmark kick through the right-hand side, ball down by the Philippines. It was a well-placed kick straight into the Philippines defender, and unfortunately just couldn't quite get her hands to it. So fresh set of 6 now for Denmark. It was inside the 8, so big opportunity. Foster now out on this left-hand side. Kicks it through the line. The attack is there. Can she get there? Not quite, but touch will be made in goal. So the Philippines will have to do a dropout yet again.
This is one of those set plays we've seen from Denmark across this weekend. I've watched a few of their games. They send it out to the winger, and the winger ends up driving in front of the link, and instead of taking the touch, they put a little kick through or a little pass out to the wing in the last moment. So it's a great play from Denmark. Jazzy Ziski maybe getting called for a bit of a touch on the ball there. They've just said to replay it. Denmark, great depth. I love to see that in the women's game, getting some depth out there. Ella McCall calling some plays. Here she goes, takes off, beats that link, dives over the line. The link saying she got a touch. I'm not sure if she was onside yet, but referee seems to be okay with it.
Yeah, referee Harry Miller, one of the best in the game, has been around for as long as I can remember in the orange shirt. So if he says there was a touch, I definitely believe it. Incorrect play of the ball there from Denmark, unfortunately. Denmark pleading their case that there was interference in the play of the ball, but I don't think I saw a Philippines foot or anything in there. So it is going to be a changeover, and the Philippines now running the subset. She's got through the defender. She turns on the Jets. Help touch there comes from Denmark. Try-saving touch, I would say, but the Philippines now in a brilliant position inside the 8, all the way down the field, and they go on the attack, looking for their second of this grand final.
Yeah, Izzy Bursky with the ball, trying to find some space. Pills out, bit of a hospital pass over the top. Defensively, Denmark were all there. So lost a bit of their momentum here. Philippines were trying to look to get up a few more points going into halftime, but Denmark will be fighting to get some points on the board in the last minute and a half of this half. Natalie Ono with the ball. Shalise Foster driving. Natalie has some space. She could go on her own now. We know she's got the wheels for it. Will she do it? Great touch there made by the Philippines winger.
Yeah, unlucky there for Ono. Denmark still looking for their first try. I know for a fact Nat Ono can turn on the Jets. Oh, and unlucky there. It was not an incorrect play of the ball, but not the greatest play of the ball, unfortunately, there. And Nat Ono just unable to pick that one up cleanly. So unlucky for Denmark, but potentially lucky in response. The Philippines, in return, also incorrect play of the ball. There was just no foot used. So Denmark dodging a bullet. Fresh set of 6 now inside the 8 with 35 seconds to play in the first half.
Yeah, Denmark, if they can play the ball between 2 defenders here and make some space for someone like Natalie Ono, they could be across the line here. I don't think they needed to throw that forward pass on the first play. They should have taken that set of 6, just take the touch on the first. There's some of those 1% decisions that when you're playing a grand final in World Cup, you've got to be able to have the IQ to slow down and just wait for the next few sets to try and profit off it. So Philippines here, a few seconds left. Doesn't look like we'll have any more points in this half. There goes the hooter. This will be last play. Sophie puts a kick through. Denmark defense all over it. Shalise Foster picking it up.
Yeah, and a touch made straight away there from the Philippines on Foster. So that is all she wrote for the first half of action in our women's grand final. But Tali, it's been a really fast start to this grand final. 1-0 the score, but that doesn't at all represent what kind of game this has been. It's been well defended and well attacked on both ends of the field, and both teams just really struggling to find their way across the line because of how good the defense has been.
Yeah, it'd be good to see a few more set plays out there. I've been harping on about set plays all weekend, but that's really how the attacking team can spread the defenders. And at the moment, it seems to be their go-to players to drive hard between two players, and their quickest player picks up and tries to go from there. So Philippines did well to split some of their defenders, Jazz Ziski and Elise Wong, in there, setting up the first try for the Philippines. But we also haven't seen any AFL tries or things like that in this women's match, so it'd be good to see how they come out and lift in this second half. Few players to mention as well. Tegan Schneider from Denmark coming back. She's only played one social game after having a baby, who is 2.5 months old, 10 weeks out from having a baby, and she's back on this field playing elite level TRL. So shout out to her for being back. And shout out to the Philippines, one up in this half-time of the women's grand final. Yeah, it's been really, really well fought down both ends of the field, and Philippines obviously going to want to try and hold out with this 1-0 lead for the next 13 minutes of the second half. But Denmark just continuing to attack and continuing to be a nuisance for the Philippines defense. It really is going to come down to the dying moments of this game, I think, in terms of who walks away with the victory, because it has been tight the whole way through. And Philippines, again, just doing a really good job of getting that ball up to their 8-meter line, working the ball across the field and attacking well. So can they keep it up? Can they maintain this 1-0 lead? Or are the Danes going to fight their way back and eventually get one across the line to bring this one back to 1-1 or 2-1 with a kick try? Who knows, but we will find out as the second half of action gets underway in just a moment. But Tali, you really can't ask for much better on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon, morning still, I believe, down here on the beautiful Gold Coast. Yeah, there's been so much happening. We feel like it's the afternoon already, but it's just because the bar's right beside me. I feel like it's the afternoon. The sun's out. The crew's drinking. It's just like, I feel like it's 3 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon, but no, it's 10:30 on a Sunday morning. Yeah, and we've all got work tomorrow, don't we? But kick-off here from the Philippines is a great kick. Tegan Schneider trying to chase in, but a little bit too far in front of her. I really think the winner of this game will end up coming down to who can complete the most sets and just keep their errors tidy. If they can make sure that those 1%ers are accounted for, make sure that you're rolling the ball correctly, that's the team that's going to profit off it at the end of the day, because both teams are looking really strong here. So return kick from Natalie Ono, big one across to the Philippines. Unfortunately, unable to get under it, so it'll be a tap for Denmark. And also, a note, a lot of these female players are going to have to back it up in a mixed final after this as well. So there's fatigue setting in for our Sunday. Some players playing State of Origin and mixed and women's. So big kick there from Tegan Schneider. I believe, looks like Jazz Ziski has gotten a hand to it. It might be a dropout from the Philippines. There's a Denmark player crawling along the grounds, not looking good. Potentially an injury there. They have had some injuries in this Denmark team. So Courtney Stewart's done her ankle earlier in the competition, leaving them with less players, and she looks like she's trying to crawl off the field, which is not a good sign if they can't get up and get moving, but just shows the commitment out there that they're putting their absolute body on the line to trying to get a try. Yeah, I haven't seen her crawl off the field before, but credit to her. She knows her team, they need every single moment. The clock doesn't stop for injuries, so doing everything she can to get off to the sideline so this game can get underway, and her Danish colleagues can try and get one on the try line. But we do hope that it isn't anything too serious. We'll try and keep an eye on that and just to see how she's going. But unfortunate for Denmark, but a good attacking opportunity now. Couldn't quite get across the line, but it does come off Philippine hands just outside the touchline by the looks of it. So it's going to be a fresh set of 6 on the 8 for Denmark. Yeah, Denmark, the link made the touch on that play. It's important that if the link is making that touch that we punish on that side. But Natalie Ono in the middle with a bit of a run on. She puts it on her foot. It's a great kick, and it's held up in the field in the in-goal area, and the Denmark player is just able to get a hand on it. So that's all down to Natalie Ono's hard work. We can have a look in that replay. Zira playing the ball, taking the touch, dishes out to Natalie, finds the space, little tiny kick. taps her leg again, and that will be, I believe, a 2-point try.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you sort of said, you know, Nat Ono is such a great playmaker, and she just has such great vision across the field, looking for those opportunities. And, you know, a gorgeous little kick through, found the space, added that second kick. Whether it was intentional or unintentional, it might just be that she read into it and hit her shin on that second. But it put it in such a perfect position to get that 2-point kick try. So with 9 and a bit minutes to play, we are 2-1 in favour of Denmark.
There's a bit of a conversation going on here. 1 point.
1 point kick try,
And
so 1 point try.
It's great that we've had clarification. Great hands by Ella McCall out on that sideline there to keep it in. But it's great that we've had our referee explain that because Natalie Ono didn't intentionally kick it the second time. It's just tapped off her leg. It's denied the 2-point kick try and just a 1-point grounding. So it is even with just under 9 minutes to go. Denmark with possession here down there in 5th and last. Puts a kick through to the wing.
And Shalise Foster with the AFL try in the corner. We've said it multiple times. You don't see it often in women's TRL, and that is what we like to see. Shalise in the corner. I can't even see who kicked it, but Tali, that was phenomenal positioning.
Yeah, that's amazing. I was saying it earlier that we want to see more AFL tries in the women's game, and they've done exactly that. What a kick from Denmark all the way out to Shalise. Didn't even need to be tall or up in the air, just quite a strong sideways kick, to be honest. So amazing stuff there from Denmark. 2 points back to back. And we were in sync there as well.
It was just, everything worked out so beautifully between Denmark and ourselves. It was just a beautiful possession. And like you said, an AFL try does not have to be high and being marked over the top of another player. The only 2 rules is it has to be, I think the kick has to go above 2 meters, I believe is still the rule. But it just has to be perfectly positioned just like that. And, you know, Shalise running in perfect position, took possession of it and got that 2-point try. That was phenomenal from Denmark as a whole. And they went down 1-0 leading into the halftime break. But just like that, things have changed and now we're 3-1 in favour of the Danes.
Tegan Schneider, a bit of a giggle there, trying to just crawl over the try line. It is 6 again, potentially offside from the Philippines. Natalie Ono with some pace, puts a little kick through on the first. Unable to get a hand to it. Again, it's probably not the correct option there to be kicking on first unless you know you're going to get a repeat set. But I think Philippines have gotten a hand to it, and that has saved them. So Denmark might get the ball back off this dropout.
Yeah, Ono was such a playmaker, though, that she just recognises those opportunities. And, you know, running through that gap, she saw she had her link running through. It little bit too much juice on it, and it went out over the end dead ball line. But she is a phenomenal playmaker, has been for many, many years. So every opportunity she gets to chip that ball through the line, she's going to do it. Touches made from the Philippines here. So fresh set of 6 for Denmark, I think. Must have just been either offside or shadowing. I couldn't see the official call. I just saw this fresh set.
Yeah, offside there from the Philippines. That came out of dummy half, really firing there from Denmark. Some impressive pace. Sarah in the middle setting something up. Zira coming in for a rooster, I believe. Dishes back out onto that left-hand side. Sends it back in. Some quick hands from Denmark, which I love to see, but great shut defense there from the Philippines. Winger coming into making a touch on the link. So we've got some wheels on the field right now. Denmark, let's see what they can do. Kicks across, comes off a Philippines player. Could be a repeat set there, potentially. No, referee's calling ball down, potentially even offside off the ricochet of the kick. So Philippines, they haven't had much ball possession in this half. They've had 2 tries scored on them already, so they're probably fighting to get back down this other side. They've been making some good meters, coming out with some pace. Subset is on. They have the momentum. Can they catch them offside? Sophie with the ball, steps back inside, sends it, needs to go out to that winger. Tegan Schneider doing an awesome defensive job to shut in on that link there. If they could get a pass away, Philippines would have been over. 5th and last here. Sophie with the ball, puts a little bit of a kick through. Denmark grounding the ball in the in goal for a repeat set.
Yeah, great read there and dive on the ball from the Danish defender. 3-1 still the score, under 5 minutes to play here. Denmark now with the line dropout. Oh no, nope. It looked like she was going to ask for the ball for the kick, but line dropout goes just in front of halfway. Oh, lucky there to not put fingertips to that one, as the Philippines now up the field about 13 meters away from the try line. Dives across, touch was made first though.
Jaziski, a weapon on the field, thought she might have had some space, but great defense there from Denmark. Philippines have some good space out here. Bounces back out to Sophie. Natalie Ono defending well. Shuts the momentum down here, but they do. I love to see depth in this TRL game. What can they do? Late switch to Jaziski. Great defense there from Denmark. Again, reading that play quite well. Philippines dancing around. Natalie makes back to the line, puts a kick through and grounds it in the in goal. Denmark just absolutely eating up whatever Philippines is sending at them at the moment, but it will be their third repeat set. So Philippines are really giving it a red hot crack down here.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, the Danes doing a really good job just to continue defending that line as well. It is very, very hard to keep defending set after set after set, but they've done such a phenomenal job of keeping the Philippines out. But eventually, if the Philippines keep getting these repeat sets, they're going to get across the line because the defense is going to start to tire, especially when they are running a good attack as well. Plenty of switches and a good dive across the line. That is clean by the looks of it. Yes, it is. That's a one-pointer to the Philippines. And like I said, you keep getting those repeat sets and eventually you're going to get the reward. We'll have a look here. The Philippines doing a great job of pushing the ball out to their right-hand side, our left. And you just sort of see, does a great job of getting around, fakes it out to the right, dives across the line and gets that one-pointer.
We've seen that C1 play a lot this weekend. And I was saying it earlier on the State of Origin stream that when the link gets the ball out on that left-hand side, if they keep running to the left, it means they run out of space for their sweeper to sweep around them on the left of the screen. Jaziski there took a step back inside on the right, made the link make the touch on her, and that's what created that space on that left-hand side. Really impressive there from the Philippines. Unfortunately, Denmark defender just getting caught up a little bit and unable to chase. So 3-2 the score is here. Denmark only up by 1. There is 2 minutes in it. Denmark have only been up for the last, 5 or 10 minutes of this second half. Philippines going into halftime 1-0. So it'll be interesting to see. Anything can happen. Denmark have been defending, and now they've finally got an attacking opportunity and some subs on here. Ella McCall is going to pick up from dummy half. Can she go on her own, create some space, tries to break through the line. Great defense by the Philippines. Probably not going to get around Izzy Bursky, one of the quickest players out there at the moment.
Yeah, they are going to push over to the right-hand side now, Denmark, looking for that opportunity. 3-2 is not a safe score with 90-ish seconds to play. They're going to try and bring it back into the center. Touch is made, though. Good defense from the Philippines off the line. Back into the middle now for Denmark. Foster out on the wing. Finds the defender, gets the touch, brings it back out to the 8.
Yeah, they went to do that same little switch play, but they read it well, the Philippines. Denmark have been doing it all weekend, so it seems like they know kind of what Denmark are going to be bringing to the field. Elise Wong making the touches in the middle there. All the momentum is shut down for the Philippines. They probably only really have a kick unless they set something up here. Ella McCall with the ball, one of their lead playmakers. Shalise picks up, gives a quick pass, puts a little kick through. Izzy Bursky doing the splits to keep her foot out. Philippines on a bit of a run here. Great defense by Ella McCall.
Yeah, Philippines really moving the ball fast now. They've got to know that the clock is ticking down. They obviously don't know exactly how long is left, but they know they're on ice. 45 seconds to play, trailing by 1. They've done a good job to get the ball down this far in such a quick amount of time, but now they just need to execute. Touch is made by Denmark. She's out of position. Chance here now for Philippines, but can't quite get the pass. It was a huge scoring opportunity, but just had to dive to try and take it. Looks like she may have hurt a finger in the process, unfortunately. So chance goes wanting for the Philippines. They're down by 1, 20 seconds to play. The Danes just have to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, there was intense down that sideline. You can hear all of the people cheering as well, just going, oh, because the space was open there for Jessie Cephas. Unfortunately, pass and pickup didn't quite get there. That is the hooter. Natalie Ono knows that if it's last play, she is not going to do anything with that ball. They are going to secure the win. And that is the women's grand final. Touch Rugby League World Cup going to Denmark. They came in 4th after the pool round games, took out Australia in the semi-final by 1 point, and then they've done it again and beaten the Philippines by 1 point in this grand final. And what a match it was, Regan.
Yeah, absolutely incredible game as well. The Philippines had a really strong half, leading 1-0 going into that break, but Denmark, that second half was absolutely incredible from them. They obviously knew that they had to dig deep and give it everything they got in that second half. They got that 1-point try first, and then the Shalise Foster connection out on the wing for the 2-point AFL try. What a finish. The Philippines tried to come back. They got that 1 extra try. It was 3-2 in the end. A phenomenal performance all around in our women's competition. But there are still 2 massive games to come here in our grand final series. In about 5 minutes, we do have our men's Premier League final between England and Denmark. So do not go anywhere. 2 massive games in our TRL World Cup grand final series coming up in just a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 2 big matches to go. And first of all, it is going to be our Men's Premier League final. It is England taking on Denmark. If you are in the vicinity, though, make sure you get yourself down here. Don't just tune in online. It is an absolute vibe here down at the Runaway Bay Sports Complex. The sun's out, the bar's open, so there is plenty of action here as well. There's food vendors, coffee machines. It's a fantastic day with plenty of TRL still to be played. So get yourselves down here. 2 big matches to go. Of course, finishing up with our mixed Premier League final, which, if I pull up the right spreadsheet, I believe a little bit later on will be the Philippines versus, who was the mixed game between? I've just
Australia.
blanked. Australia, of course it is.
We've also had a lot of cheering over that backfield just behind us as well. Sorry, behind the field you can see on screen. Samoa looks like they've gone to a drop-off and tapped the ball off and scored right off the first play. So huge cheering and big flags back there for Samoa, taking out the cup final potentially. But we will have Premier League on the live stream in just a moment. We've got a big Denmark huddle out there and a little bit of an England huddle as well for the men's competition. We've seen a few of these players on the live stream many times this weekend already.
Yeah, I can see one of the English boys off the side just trying to call for his tunnel to be increased a little bit. He's looking for anyone in the line to come out. I think he's found a couple of extras to come and join the England tunnel. But you're exactly right. Denmark, a very formidable force here at the TRL World Cup. They've got a couple of teams that have been playing in semi-finals and finals today. So they do have quite a tunnel forming. But England, they've done the work, and there's this extending as well. We shouldn't be kicking off in too long. All fields do run on the same timer, so we do just have to wait for the other fields to be ready after that drop-off just a moment ago in the plate final. But Tali, what are you expecting from this one? Two big teams in the men's competition, Denmark and England. It ought to be a good one.
Yeah, it does ought to be a good one. I think England will be the underdogs coming into this. Denmark, this team and a lot of the core players, the Ryan brothers, Toya, David Dada, they've been members that have played together for Denmark. They've won premierships time after time. And they've even come across, that Australian men's side in previous years we've seen. So Denmark will be a force to reckon with out there today. But again, you never know what can happen. The wind is blowing towards us ever so slightly. And it's a crisp day out here. So you never know what the conditions can bring. So England with a bit more of a huddle, get a bit more hype out there for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, the weather is as crisp as the 4X ginger beer I have just cracked. It is a fantastic day down here at the Runaway Bay Sports Complex. So do get yourselves down here. Plenty of good food vendors as well. Do support those that support us. And that, of course, includes Experience Gold Coast. I'm sure the after party will be rocking. I'm not sure whether it's going to be down in Surfers Paradise again after this tournament, being that we're up in Runaway Bay. So not too sure, but I'm sure the Gold Coast will be lit up with TRL players a little bit later this afternoon and into the evening on the beautiful Gold Coast. But also a big thank you to our other sponsors, Gallagher Insurance. Just completely blanking. Chuck my scoreboard up for me, Abby, just so I can try and remember. Emu and EV2, our amazing clothing and apparel partners for all the fantastic uniforms they have brought out with on the field. And, of course, Armstrong Finance Group as well. For all your financial advice and needs, do hit up Armstrong Financial Group. Not too far away here, the referee's just off to the sideline having a chat with the Danish team. It looks maybe they're looking to try and do the rock off, and the Danes are just more than happy to take their time and not make their way out onto the field.
Yeah, doing the toss at the moment. There's an England player in there chatting to the ref, deciding, maybe just setting some ground rules as well for what the refs are going to be looking out for in this game. I feel like we've had a lot of incorrect play the balls in this comp, so maybe that's something that they're going to be looking out for. Just warning some players about a few infringements during the week, during the last few days. So we've got 3 referees, I believe, on this men's grand final Premier League. Should have 2 sideline refs that are always supporting the on-field ref decision. So big clap from Denmark, big slow clap. It's causing them to do their little cheer and run out onto the field. So here we go, Denmark, David Data first out of that huddle, coming out quick. And England.
He's left his own team behind. Yeah, what a game it is ought to be. Both teams with massive supporter bases here. And yeah, David Data absolutely leaving his team behind, sprinting through that tunnel, getting himself ready to rock and roll. And it is going to be a Denmark kickoff. So England with the first run at the try line. Tali, I'm excited. This match is going to be huge. Our mixed grand final coming up in about half an hour's time is also going to be huge. Let's do it. Denmark to kick off.
Here we go. I don't mind a little bit of silence. But big kickoff, bit of a spiral kick. Great take there by England. Seigo Tanaka trying to chase, going sideways, but still making meters for England. McCarthy making a touch there on the wing. Ryan Brothers and Data in the middle, but too hard of a push. Big, strong muscles from David Data, but too strong for our referee to call a push, which means it will be a reset 6, I believe, for England for their first attacking possession close to the line. Yeah,
they are on the 8 now, in the middle of the field as well. A little bit of miscommunication there with England. Runs into his own player, tries to chip it through straight into the hands of Seigo Tanaka. England now going to run it up the middle of the field themselves, trying to gain some quick meters. Tanaka finds some space. Penalty. They're going to bring it back, and we're going to have a fresh set of 6 here for England. Denmark, sorry. I saw the red and white, I just instantly went to England instead of Denmark. A little bit of a confusing colour combination, both having the same colours in their flags. But nevertheless, Denmark now attacking the line. Nice little flick pass behind, can't quite get through the break. Good defence from England.
Yeah, that's a combination we haven't seen before in Denmark. Dallas Cairns working with Toya, just a little tiny great connection there where he can put that flick pass, try and confuse the defence. But England have done well, have shut it down. Tried to put a little kick through. It will be 6 again here for Denmark. A lot of opportunity here. Dali dishes out to Toya. There'll be a set play on here. These boys know what they're doing. Puts it up to Toya, sends it out to Seigo. There's space out here. Ref call's gone, goes out to Braden Miller, tries to get the 2-point kick try. The sideline ref has called an infringement, potentially a forward pass.
Yeah. Yeah, Jackson on the sideline there. Brilliant positioning to see that one there. I did think it looked a little bit forward out of the hands, and he was all over it. So England now with an opportunity. They absolutely dodged a bullet here. They're just over halfway now, attacking down the center of field. Good meters gained on that run. Tanaka eventually makes the touch. Kicks to himself, finds some space. Flick pass, just can't quite get it there. But man, England is looking aggressive.
Yeah, I love when we can hear all of the chat on the sideline and everyone goes, oh, you know, it was close. They'll have another set of 6, but they're coming out with momentum, which is good. Both teams looking strong. Riley in the middle picking up. Big, quick pass out from dummy half. Bit deadly, but Denmark reading it well.
Yeah, it is one thing that I love about being here at the Runaway Bay Sports Precinct, Tali, and not being in the toilet block at Alabaster is we are surrounded by fans instead of loose, so we do get a little bit of that atmosphere, a little bit of that excitement, especially sitting next to the bar as well. So a phenomenal atmosphere down here for our TRL World Cup Grand Finals. Denmark back on the attack down this right-hand side. Tanaka takes the touch, takes a break, as does the rest of his side as well. Fresh players out on the field for Denmark. Let's see what they can do.
Well, looks like Denmark might have initiated that touch there, but referee didn't see it. David Data picks up. He's got a bit of space, puts a kick through, tries to flick it back, but not able to get there. Denmark with a big, fresh set subbing on. And a lot of these players playing together for many years. So England, I haven't seen this team. I think some of them maybe from that QIC side. A lot of touch players playing together here.
And England now, they've got fresh sets of legs on themselves. Just pushing sort of through the mid right-hand side of your screen. Extra pass back to the middle. Didn't really gain many meters out of it, but they're in a better position. Back over to the left-hand side of screen now. Data makes the touch and forces the incorrect play of the ball as well. England trying to move a little bit too quickly and just fumbling the ball on the pickup.
One thing I do got to say is how great are Denmark's hats? They're all matching in those red and white cadent hats, looking fresh out there, matching the uniforms. Lani tries to go for a run but gets caught. And also something to note, Denmark with the sleeves. Quite a different uniform. I haven't seen any sleeved uniforms out here this weekend except for Denmark. You're only just noticing now.
I am genuinely only just noticing that now. I think I'm just so used to not having sleeves that I didn't even realize this data goes for the AFL try. It's a little bit short from the line. Ball taken very, very well in the air, but unfortunately not over the try line. So that was the 5th touch. England now with possession, and you're right, Tyler. I actually really dig this Denmark uniform with the sleeves. It's not something you see often, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, so am I.
How do you think we go about stealing a hat and a shirt for ourselves? Because I actually love this uniform.
Depends how much money you got in your pocket, Regan. I reckon they're going to want to keep them.
Yeah, I don't think I can afford Data's rates. So England now on the attack down this right-hand side. They are looking aggressive. Long ball out to the left. Tries to get around the defender. Thought he might have either been shadowing or not back. However, referee Brennan Blythe in the centre saying he was there. Touch made. You can't play through and get the try. England now continuing to look aggressive on their attack.
Yeah, here comes that wind picking up a little bit. You'll be able to see the banners behind the field getting caught in the wind. Sweeper on the right-hand side for England, but Denmark have read it well. Big dive from Lani to make the touch. It was a diving pass as well, but England not able to profit off it. So Denmark here going for a subset, trying to get their next. They've got like a team and a B team, not saying that they're different in skill level, but just a whole nother team that subs on. So they've got to kind of, England have to defend differently depending on what side is on. It brings a whole nother skill set to the field. Dallas Cairns taking off on his own. He goes down, calling touch, but I believe that was ball down.
Yeah, it's just a matter of whether the second player in did make the touch. The winger is claiming he got a touch. The first touch from the 32, definitely not onside, so playing through, but it's whether or not the touch was made out on the wing. I reckon it was simultaneous. All 3 referees, I sort of saw all their different signals, agree. First touch, offside, playing through. We'll see it again here. So 32 doesn't make it back. Makes the touch, oh, sorry, not that one there, but doesn't make it back here, makes a touch. We're playing through, and that second touch is definitely simultaneous. They've all come together, had the conversation, correct call is made, and just like that, Denmark goes in the lead 1-0 with 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, that's that combination of Toya and Dallas Cairns. Toya really dragging that link out, and Dallas can take off quick. He's come back after an ACL surgery, but still looking just as quick as ever out there. So he saw the opportunity. He went for the line. Winger had to shut, but wasn't able to get there on time. Yeah,
and unfortunate there for Denmark on that reset after the try. Tanaka just trying to roll the ball and play it nice and fast, but just rolling it forward first, unfortunately. So England having an attack at the line. Touch was made first. They're going to have to bring it back out to the 8. But again, England for me is still looking really aggressive here. It's just a matter of time before they get across the line. Their set plays look good. Their ball movement looks good. They've just been unlucky to not actually get one on the board yet. And here we go. This could be it. No, touch was called.
Oh, interesting call there. But touch was made. There was a sweeper going out to the left. Denmark defended it well, but I think Lani shot up quite quickly. Going up for the AFL try, 3 hands in the air. Ooh. Looks like Riley caught it, but a bit of an interference with the Denmark hand in the ball. It looks like they're going to award it.
Yeah, it did look like he caught it, grounded, and then played through. We're just checking.
Yeah, as he's coming down, I think a Denmark hand's come in and pushed the ball out of his hands, but it looks like we
should be able to get it. You can just sort of see, yeah, it was just kind of very much at the end. I'm just going to scrub our replay back a couple of seconds just so we can see a little bit more of it, and we'll run it again. We don't need to see the kickoff. I just want to see this try. Oh, maybe I've brought it back a little bit too far, but that's okay. Just want to see. So ball is rolled, kicks up, and then here in the hands, he's grounded it. And I agree. I think he's taken that, landed, and then it's been stripped out of his hands. So a little bit lucky there for England to get the call, and definitely can't complain. It's a very, very tight one, but 3 referees, again, came together. They all talked about it. They all agreed.
Yeah, so Riley, big cheer and clap after they've awarded that try as well. That's 2 points on the board for England.
Phenomenal.
Bit of a game changer Just 3 minutes in this first half to go. Denmark, Ryan rucking the ball down the middle. Quick pace from Dallas Cairns. Really a bit of a game changer, a little bit of a pocket rocket in this game here. Dallas Cairns, new to the team.
Yeah, and he's got some fans online as well, I can see on Facebook. So he's obviously making a mark for himself in the world of TRL. Denmark, though, turnover unfortunate. So England now, they're going to go on the attack again. They do have the lead 2-1. We are about 2.5 minutes to play here in this first half. So let's see what they can do. Denmark obviously going to want to try and get themselves back in front after leading for most of this first half.
Denmark defense has been looking strong. They've seemed to shut down most of what England have got going, apart from that AFL try. So let's see. They're a hard team to split. Big pass out to the wing, well defended by McCarthy out there. Puts a kick through. I think it's grounded by Dallas in the field of play. So it will be another set of 6 here for England. Only 2 minutes to go. They're going to want to get some more points on the board. It's only 1 try apiece, but it was an AFL try for England. Sweep out to the left. David Dada having to dive for it. I think it might have been...
Though, yeah.
Great touch there made by David. It's not often that you see him diving around for those touches, so England really making him work.
Yeah, desperate to try and stop England from going across the line again. He is a very nimble TRL player, that is for sure. England on that occasion, though, no touches the second time around. England goes across again with the 1-pointer to take the lead 3-1. That was a great low dive across the line. And Tyler, talk us through the replay.
Yeah, that's the combination of Riley and Tice there. Riley picks up, puts a little bit of a pass through. Tice's got to get down quite quickly and get across that line. 1-on-1, just beat that Denmark defender. But gosh, we've got a game on our hands. The momentum just seems to be switching depending on whose end it's down. So 3-1 to England. It feels like Denmark is still definitely in it. Bit of a missed kick there, unfortunately, which means that England will get a tap. Could be the last set of this half.
The last set for England, at least, anyway. 30 seconds to play.
Quick pickup. Link has made the touch, which is always dangerous when that Link makes the touch, but he's able to get back, and Ryan Brothers diving across to stop England from another third back-to-back try here.
So England now moving back into the middle. Kick is through. Denmark dives on it. Less than 10 seconds to play here. Denmark going to move the ball up the field nicely. Couple of quick touches. Not going to be a penalty on that occasion.
Yeah, Denmark, they were waiting for the hooter here. Probably will be last play in a second. Good momentum, though. England are just slow to get back on side here. Might have something going. Needs to go down. Draw 2 plays. This is where they take off here. Put a little kick through. Comes off. He could have grounded it himself. It came off the England defender's foot. So instead of trying to kick it back in, he could have dove on that ball and scored a 1-point try, but maybe he was unsure if it came off their foot. It's offside position, though, from England. Denmark will have another opportunity. There's the hooter. This is the last play. Puts it up for an AFL try. It's not in the field of play, or tries to regather it, but not quite able to. 3-1 to England. Quite an even matchup, though, is what it feels like.
Yeah, it really is. Like, the actual try count itself is only 2-1 in favour of England. Obviously, England with that 2-point AFL try. So 2 tries to 1, 3-1 the overall scoreboard. It has been a very close matchup throughout, and realistically, even now, it's still so hard to call which way this game is going to go. Denmark playing really, really aggressively on attack. They're doing a great job of continuing to run at the line, attack hard, but England, man, they've really come out and they've played a great game of TRL down both ends of the field. And Tali, it's hard to know what they're going to need to adjust coming into the second half. But let's look at England first. What do you think they're going to need to do in this second half to try and take this one away?
To be honest, I think some of their set plays that they've been running Denmark have been able to read them quite well. Like, you can see them going for a sweeper play, and all of the Denmark players are being able to call, like, no, you don't make the touch, there's a sweeper coming, I'll make the touch. And they haven't really been able to split that Denmark defense. This is a team, this Denmark men's team don't get that many tries scored against them. They're really tough defensively. So I think the tries that they have scored have been more one-on-one plays like that. However, with with England, if they can maybe run that phase 2, so run the sweeper play but bounce back into that other direction, or instead of the sweeper sweeping, they run around to the left and then bounce back onto the other side. That could maybe shift some of the Denmark defenders. But it will be really interesting, a really, really strong content from both teams today. Love to see those set plays, a few AFL try options as well. So it'll be interesting to see how we go in this second half.
We are going to take a quick breather and be back in just a moment.
Unfortunately, we're having a few technical difficulties up here in the commentary box, but we are back for our second half of our men's Premier League Grand Final. A few spectators walking past cheering on for England. They are up 3-1 and they've had a 2-point kick try, and Denmark have scored 1 try. Dallas Cairns there scoring for them. So Denmark with the first opportunity here, looking strong, making some meters through the right-hand side of your screen there. 13 full minutes, a lot could change here. Big pill from Toya out to the left-hand side. Sweeper goes, Dallas on his own. He dives across the line. That is 2 tries for Dallas Cairns. That deadly combo from Toya and Dallas has been the Denmark saving grace in this game. We'll have a look at that replay. Dallas switches, gives to Toya. Big pill out to the link, but Dallas, little pop pass from Ryan, has to dummy and get that winger out of the picture and dives across the line. What a great play from Denmark right in the opening minutes of this match. Bringing the score to 3-2. They're still down by 1, but God, that momentum must feel good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge way to start the second half. So 3-2, it's going to be an electrifying final 11 minutes of this match. And I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, that you have had to rejoin the live stream again. For those that are watching, the only thing that I can... Please do not flag this video as a copyright infringement. I don't know why there is no music going on, but someone is marking and flagging our live streams as being copyright inclusive, which they obviously are not. So please let people enjoy the live stream. It's getting very, very frustrating that we keep getting taken off the air for copyright infringement when there absolutely is no copyright involved. So please just let us continue to stream. So sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that is my little rant over, as we will try and bring this live stream back online. We aren't live again yet, but Tali, I'll let you take over the commentary while I try and sort out these copyright infringements, and we'll continue watching this men's grand final.
Yeah, David Dado and Seigo Tanaka, just great rucks down the middle there. England getting caught on the back foot, called for a penalty, which means it is 6 again. David Dado trying to beat on his own. Was worried he was going to pass it then, but he kept the ball in his hands. It's only first. They have some time. Seigo Tanaka going for a little dummy, trying to beat people on his own. Pills out to the wing. Little dance around that left-hand side. Unfortunately, that England defender going down. Maybe they need to run back onto that left-hand side and take advantage of it. Lani, bit of a step, bit of another step. Trying to beat that defender in the middle. Doing a lot of dance on their own here. Not really a set play, just one-on-one trying to beat those defenders. They're still going. Not much I can say except stepping one way and stepping another, but dancing and dancing and dancing. They have got a good depth here now, Denmark, so maybe there's a set play coming here. Braden Miller dishes back into David Dada. Lost a little bit of that momentum here. Few subs coming on. Braden Miller taking a run, driving back out to that winger. Winger was asleep from England, and Denmark are back in this game. The Ryan brothers, I believe, out on that right-hand side. Sorry, Denmark winger. Let's have a look. Braden Millard picks up, just as that strong driver here. Ryan picks up and just dishes out to that right-hand side. England winger caught sleeping, unfortunately. Needed to trust that link side on the inside here. It is now 3 apiece. Unfortunately, the live stream is missing this, but you'll be able to go back and watch it all for yourself later on today. Denmark are on fire coming out of this second half. Whatever was said in that halftime chat needs to be bottled up and given to the next team that plays, because something has changed. Here goes the momentum. Dallas Cairns in the middle. Drives, Toya picking up. There will be some sort of set play going on here. No, just a little bit of kick through. Huge big dive from the England winger, shutting it down.
And back with you on the live stream. I'm pretty sure we are back on Facebook now. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize, but whoever is marking our videos as copywriting infringement, I have left a message in the chat. Please message me directly with what is going on and why that is the case. You are ruining the experience for everyone else. Please stop. Let's get back to this match. It's a 3-all blockbuster between England and Denmark. Let's get underway. It's a nice tight one as Denmark gets across the line. Referee Brendan Blythe looks left, looks right. It's a 2-point kick try and Denmark takes the lead.
Yeah, and if you missed it and just rejoined us here, obviously we've had a try from Denmark. Just a little bit of a ruck, bit of a kick, and a dive over the line, a 2-point kick try. But if you missed earlier, we had a really great try set up by Toya out to Dallas Cairns, scoring on the left-hand side, and then another set up by Braden Millard out to the winger, which means that Denmark have gone from down by 2 in this half-time. It was 3-1, and now it is 5-3. The momentum to Denmark has completely shifted. England barely had any attacking opportunity. It's just been Denmark possession after Denmark possession. So let's see if Denmark can keep this roll on. They've had 3 back-to-back tries. Toya out to the winger. Picks up, something's going on here, puts a little kick through, dives again across the line. Referee is checking with these sideline refs. He's calling a 6 again. Potentially, no, that is a try, another 2 points. That is 4 tries back-to-back for Denmark. Unfortunately, if you're watching live, you missed the first 2, but amazing work here from Toya, picking up from dummy half here, puts a kick through. Might have ricocheted off an England foot though, so it could potentially be a 1-point try, taking it to 6-3, not 7-3. I believe it's come off an England defender there. Bit of a miscatch there by McCarthy out on that right-hand side, but it doesn't matter too much. There is still 6 minutes in it and only 3 points, which is doable for England. They need possession though, so it's good they've caught this kickoff. Can they get the ball down this other end?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a massive second half start here for Denmark. Absolutely dominating the possession and the attack. England, though, we've seen them do it in that first half. They absolutely have the offensive firepower to draw this game back within their reaches. 6 minutes is plenty of time to get 2 2-point kick tries, especially when they get a fresh set of 6 just outside the 8. We see them now. They're heading towards that left-hand side of screen, have to take the touch. And then they'll bring it back out to the 8 and bring it back to the right.
Yeah, Riley with his hands on the ball right now, puts a kick through. Denmark defense all over it, really shutting it down, but it will get a dropout. So England potentially with another opportunity here, but it's good to see them getting some momentum back down their end. Denmark really on a roll at the moment, shutting them down. Here comes the dropout. Ooh, going for that halfway line, trying to get over, not quite able to do so. Bounces off the foot of an England player. He picks up and chases it down to the middle.
Yeah, England now, opportunities are plenty to get themselves back into this one. Bringing it back into the centre now, goes between the 2 defenders. Plenty of time inside the 8 now, 2 touches to go. England dancing around, moving it back across now, looking for the opportunity. Touch is made, has to play it quickly. No, decides to bring it back instead.
Riley
AFL
going up
try.
for the AFL.
Ooh.
Think Denmark player potentially got in the way, maybe unintentionally. The ref didn't seem to have an issue with it, but it was taken out by Denmark. So this is the 3rd repeat set for England on this line, which is good that they've gained some possession back. Again, pushing that dropout to try and go off. David Data able to regain the ball back. It's come off Tice's foot. David Data chased after it. That's a great turnaround off that dropout. Referee not happy though. Off the mark potentially. So after all that, England gets the possession back. 16 metres out. They need to get some points on the board. There's only less than 4 minutes to go. David Data coming in with a bit of a hard touch. Intensity is really built down here in these last few minutes. 3 points in it. Dallas Cairns going up to make the touch. David Data chasing on that outside. Ryan making the touch on the left-hand side there. Defended well. Referee is calling out. The winger must have run out over that sideline. Denmark cheering. They get the ball back. England had too many sets on that line. Denmark really want to get the ball back down their other end. They've dished all the way down to that right-hand side. Not much in it. Denmark probably looking to go for that subset that had 3 defensive sets on that line. They want to get a different team on to help build that momentum back. Toya, man of the hour so far. Seigo Tanaka with the ball. Ryan picking up. Goes for the AFL kick. Is anyone going to get under it? Yes, he does! King McCarthy potentially. No, Braden Millard with his AFL try. Denmark have done it again with another 2 points on the board.
Absolutely.
Let's have a look.
Absolutely amazing.
Kick goes up. Braden Millard, kind of like a specky, to be honest.
Yeah, just incredible. And over 2 defenders as well, like trying to go straight between the 2 of them. Just phenomenal performance as a whole, and gets up there, gets it clean, goes down like a ton of bricks, but claims the 2-point kick try to take the lead for Denmark, 8-3. It is going to be a long way back to the top now for England. 5 points in 2 minutes. They're going to need 3 2-point kick tries in very, very quick succession here.
Yeah, it's the first time as well, players asking the commentators how much time is on the clock. So Denmark really wondering how long they've got to keep it for, and they've gone out to the wing, puts it on the foot. They've gone and done it again. Absolutely sealed the deal. Denmark, another 2 points. Toya accidentally taking out an England player, but not in any malice. So Dallas Cairns playing the ball there. Toya drawing the winger and the link in. The winger knows to put it on his foot to get those 2 points, and Toya getting a try today. That will take us to 10-3. England are practically out of this match. There's no way I can see him getting 7 points in a minute. So Denmark must be cheering from the sideline. What a game they have had today.
It has to be one of the best second halves we've ever seen in a team. England came out absolutely firing, but this second half has just been all Denmark. I don't know if they had some of that Space Jam special drink at halftime break or what it was, but they have come out at a whole new intensity to draw this game back with, like, well and truly a dominating second half performance. 10-3 after... What was it?
3-1.
It was 3-1. So they've like well and truly absolutely smashed this second half. So yeah, very, very impressive from the Danes.
Great touch there made by England. Big step back in by Braden Millard. Millard? Hope I'm saying your last name right.
Maillard. Yeah, Maillard, I think.
There goes the hooter. This is last play. Not going to do anything silly with it. Just takes the touch. And what a win by Denmark. 3-1 at halftime, coming back. Unfortunately, we lost the live stream for a little bit, but the combination of Dallas Cairns and Toya, Dallas scoring 2 of those points out there. Then they had an awesome AFL try as well. So Denmark, that gel and mesh of this team really brought it in. I was talking about it at halftime, saying that they're a really strong team, and England have found it really difficult to find space. Defensively, Denmark really shutting them down. So second half, they've scored 9 points out there.
Yeah, and blame Joel Downey if this is incorrect. A 4-peat for Denmark here in the Men's Premier League, Touch Rugby League World Cup as well. So thank you for that little extra piece of information. 4 years in a row, it's an incredibly strong side, this Danish team. And yeah, it really goes to show when you can come from 3-1 down at halftime and in 13 minutes of TRL, take the win 10-3. An impressive and formidable appearance by Denmark to take the chocolates yet again in the 2026 World Cup Championships. We've got one more huge game getting underway in just a moment. Of course, it is our mixed grand final, and that one is going to be between Australia and the Philippines. Plenty more action still to come. We're going to take a breather, but stay with us, and we'll be back in just a moment with the rest of the 2026 Touch Rugby League World Cup Championships. Well, ladies and gentlemen, back with you here for the last game of our Touch Rugby League World Cup Championships for 2026. And what a game it is set to be. It is, of course, Australia taking on the Philippines. Two huge teams with a lot of star-studded names in their lineups as well. The Philippines probably coming into this one, the underdogs. This Australian side hand-selected by the TRL team and with a lot of firepower in their lineup. But the Philippines as well, obviously a team that is very formidable, has had a phenomenal competition across the board as well. So it really is going to be a tough challenge either way. Australia definitely can't let their guard down because this Philippines team is young, fit and fast and can easily take it at them. The Philippines are going to be kicking off, so Australia will get the first run at the line. We're just waiting for that hooter, and there it is, underway as the Philippines kick off. It's a high torpedo and blowing in that breeze. Great take in the end from Australia as we ruck up through this left-hand side of field now. A couple of quick touches from the Philippines before Australia brings it back towards the center of field. Back in the middle now, touches made, space out to this left-hand side, but incorrect play of the ball. Unfortunately for the Aussies, a mistake early is not going to help their campaign. Philippines now. Similar tactics, just rucking it up through the center, gaining those meters, going through the same defenders. Touch 3 here, bringing it back over towards the left now. We're just going to pull it. Oh, no foot is the call from the sideline official. So big change over there as well. Both teams starting their offenses with a penalty. So not the greatest start for both of these championship teams. But here we go. Australia attacking now, coming down through the middle. Touches are made by the Philippines. Australia now about 15 meters out. Pushing out to the right. Quick passes now left. Kick is through. Chase is on, but the Philippines fumble. It is going to be a fresh set of 6 now for Australia. Philippines trying to argue their case, but I sort of had a very, very clear vision down the line here in front of me and was definitely fumbled. So Australia going to attack down the right-hand side now. Touch is made. Robertson underneath. Extra pass back. Pushing out to the right. Dives across the line, but the touches are made. Interesting cheering technique coming from the sidelines from the Philippines. I thought something was broken in my system for a second there. Australia just inside the 8. Kick is through, bit of space, just too much juice on it. Dishes it back, touch is made. He had already stepped out though when that pass back was made. So it's going to be a Philippines ball in the center 8 to have their next attack on the line. They forced the penalty on the first with the incorrect play of the ball. Let's see what they can do on their second.
Yeah, Mariah Devil trying to get the ball down there, but interesting to see Philippines with their sub box on the left-hand side of the field here, which is interesting. We haven't seen that today because usually there's a game going on that side, but this is the last game of the day. So they'll take their subsets are on that left-hand side, and gosh, they come with that intensity and that pace in the middle. Sweeper to the left. Australia have defended well. Damo, a few steps, dishing back out to that left-hand side. Pass wasn't really on. Lost their opportunity on that line there, so Australia will get an opportunity to bite back.
And Australia going to bring it straight back towards the centre now and running it down that sort of right-hand line of the field, going back through the sub-box as well, getting some fresh legs out onto the field. Just at halfway now, fresh legs coming onto the field. Still going down that right-hand side. Kick through here for Cummins, chases after his own, and a phenomenal job there from the Philippines defender just to keep 2 feet outside of the try line to not cause the line dropout. Attacking up the center now, the Philippines. Got plenty of meters to make here. Attacking down the left-hand side. They'll go for fresh subs as well. Moving back in towards the middle now and moving at pace as well. 5th and last now for the Philippines. Need to put it on the shoe. There's the kick. It goes through a little bit of space, but Australia's going to dive on it and ground it in goal. We'll have ourselves a line dropout.
Yeah, great dive there from Kirky, just putting her body on the line, and Daz having to put a little bit of a chip through. There wasn't much else going on, but can see the intensity that the Philippines are bringing to this match. They've just been so quick in their rucks.
Yeah, and a long line dropout there as well. So back well and truly within their half now, the Philippines. Australia pushing all the way up to defend. Just getting over halfway now, the Philippines attacking through the center. Cummins makes a 2-handed touch. Just attacking through the same sort of defenders here. Philippines asking for the shadowing call. They're not going to get it though. Dancing around now. Kick is through. And unfortunately for Jaden Cummins, just couldn't quite get his hands on that one. And it's going to be another fresh set of 6 here for the Philippines. They're doing a really great job just to continue making sure that they get these set resets and can continue in the attack.
Yeah, Tane and Jaden Cummins in the middle there. Philippines got a lot of space, just big dishes back and forth. Puts it on the foot already, only on first. He gets it down, it looks like. Daz Gerke, an absolute freak show if he was able to get that down. Referee is not called a try, but gosh, he's quick to be able to get his hands to that quite high up in the air and ground it, but they still have the set. So Philippines with big depth here. Connor Everingham with the ball, goes on his own, switches to Daz, but Tane able to shut that down and read quite well. Puts a kick through, Australian players in the way. Tane down 6 again. It must have come off an Australian boot and played at.
Yeah, 4th attacking set in a row here now for the Philippines. So doing a really good job of just maintaining possession, continuing to wear out the Australian defenders as well, and running back and forth left and right like that as well. You're really just forcing Australia to use up a lot of energy. And like I sort of said, the Philippines, I don't think it's unfair to say they're coming into this match as the underdogs, but like I said, they're young, they're fit, they're fast, and they're really intelligent when it comes to a TRL IQ. And they're taking it at this Aussie side like really, really hard. So yeah, phenomenal to see. And now they're going to have their 5th attacking set.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call them the underdogs personally, maybe in the way that the matchups have gone across the weekend, but a lot of this Philippines side is what you would have seen winning the Mixed Premier League in our last state championships competition. So we know these players can turn it on. Daz Gerke trying to beat the middle Australian. Just touched, but gosh, he is quick. He jumps up into the air, changes direction, and takes off. So a few opportunities here for the Philippines, causing Australian players to come in together and jam.
Yeah, really wearing out the Australian defensive line as well. This is, I think I said we're on our 5th attacking set now for the Philippines. So the Australians haven't been able to have a subset. So doing a lot of work on defense here at the moment, and sort of the switch was there, thought about that pass back. Touches are made now. Philippines breaking left. Spaces opened up, and the flick back pass just couldn't quite land. But again, another really impressive attacking set here from the Philippines.
Yeah, they love to go sideways, the Philippines team. They're either getting a big dish, which is just like a late pass out to the left or right-hand side, or just, you know, running that space. If they can run hard in one direction and get the defender to bite and then run a switch, that's kind of what they were maybe able to do here. Tane in the middle. Daniel Ayres playing it inside the 8. Tane puts it on his foot. Shut down there by the Philippines defender. Disappointed with herself that she wasn't able to pick it up with her foot outside, but Philippines with the dropout here. Also, both teams are teams that use their women players in this side as well. They both have quite strong women players on the field, and that can make a world of a difference here. But I think there's quite an equal matchup, especially with some pace in some of our girls here. But Mariah with the ball, she'll roll it here for Australia just outside the 16-meter line. So they do have an opportunity to get the first points on the board for this match. Only 5 minutes to go and no one has scored yet, but both teams looking convincing. 6 again for Australia. They just need to calm here, get a set play going, get some depth back. But Daniel Ayres cruising into the 8-meter line. Rooster, Clint, I believe, trying to dive over the line, but Philippines defenders all over it.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity here for Australia. We know they can be dangerous inside their 8. The second attacking set against this Philippines side on this run. Set of 6 again as well. Tries to kick it through. Use it was the call, and they didn't do it, so that's going to be the penalty. And it's things like that where it can be hard. You're so focused on your attack that you're not necessarily listening out for the referee's calls. I mean, I heard him say use it, but unfortunately the Australian players obviously didn't, and they've been pinged for it.
Yeah, they're just not moving with enough intensity. As soon as the ref calls use it, they've got to move forward with intensity, and he was kind of cruising back and forth, left and right. Early kick from Connor Everingham. Oh my gosh, he dives to try and stay in. I thought that was the try line, but it's not. The try line is one more wrong 8 meters down from that. But it looks good nonetheless. So Australia back with possession here. Interesting tactic for the Philippines. They're strong on their line, especially when they get a run on. So interesting to be putting an early kick through. Didn't quite profit off it there. Mariah, some great rucking there with Daniel Ayres. Back into the middle here for Australia. Got to get a set play on here or try and beat them one-on-one. Goes on his own. Referee was in the way, but Philippines have made the touch there. Henry Chin, I believe, in the middle. One of our standout players on our live stream at States last few months ago. So Australia here probably looking for some sort of play. Big pill, no-look pass. I think it was forward. Christine out there just absolutely tackling her winger, making sure that nothing gets through her. But ball was forward from Daniel Ayres, and Philippines here, they'll be rucking quick to get down the other end. Damo Gerke.
Yeah, Matty McDonald didn't even need to try and ground that one or go for the try. I think everyone knew that that one was forward. So a little bit unfortunate there for Australia, but still plenty of opportunity. We're 2.5 minutes to go in this first half and still 0-0. Both of these teams playing an incredible defensive game of touch rugby league. Neither team able to get across the line. So really impressive so far, Tali. And the Philippines, again, just attacking, looked for the switch, but great defense off the line there from Australia to prevent the try.
Both teams shutting down each other's plays, quite being able to read when the sweep is coming and things like that. So come off an Australian player here. I'm not sure if it was played at. It will be 6 again for the Philippines. Come off a shoulder of Australia and then gone to ground. So Philippines, 2 minutes to go. This is probably the most promising opportunity they have here. Big dish out to the left. Haven't really split Australia's defenders yet. Daz Gurkey looking strong. Philippines diving through the middle. Daniel Ayres with the touch, just standing strong on his line, making sure no one's crossing him.
As they move it back towards the center of field now and over to the right. Touch is being made by the Aussies. Only 90 seconds to play here in the first half. Space out on the wing. Try-saving intercept there from Australia, batting that one to the ground. It is a fresh set of 6 for the Philippines with 90 seconds to go, but it did prevent the try. So good defense from the Aussies, but again, the Philippines continuing to attack. Opportunity now, gets across the line and does have to ground it himself, but our deadlock is broken. The Philippines go across first, and they take the lead 1-0 with a minute to play in the first half.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cat Topping getting caught out there, but Philippines, Connor Everingham just going around the outside. He drew Cat Topping in on O'Link a little too close, but we didn't get a girl try, so that's only a 1 point there. Be disappointing, Mariah Debble with a try-saving touch on that left-hand side just prior. It's really difficult when you have 2 girls about how to shut defense, but she did really well to shut it down. But Philippines up by 1. They'll have another opportunity here. They'll probably try and get some more points before halftime. Jared O'Farrell making the touch. Henry Chin dishing it out to that right-hand side. We know he's quick off the mark. He's got a big step, but Australia covering it.
Yeah, good job there defensively from Australia. That combo of O'Farrell and Cummins in the middle there, just working well, communicating about where the ball's going to get the stop. Philippines with 20 seconds to play. They probably will have the last attack of this first half. They're going to move it out towards the right-hand side. They're happy to just set up their offense here. Skip pass out towards sort of the left-hand side. Kick is through. The chase is there, but can't quite get to it in time. Ball is grounded by O'Farrell, so it is going to be a line dropout on the dead of the buzzer of half-time. So Australia to kick it, and that will be our last play of the game once the Philippines get to it, although it might end up going out. The Philippines keep it in, ball down, so that will be half-time. 0-1 the break going to the first half. And Tali, that was an impressive first half of action, only the 1 try in it, about a minute 20 to go as well. So it was about 10-11 minutes of really solid defense from both teams before we got our first try.
Defensively, both teams are just quite strong because a lot of them have been playing together for a long period of time. They really know how to shut down each other's plays. They know what's coming. They can send a defender either side knowing where the sweep is coming. So really strong defense from both teams. But I just have to mention the Philippines, especially in this wind, they are dishing passes 10 meters, 8 meters to their left and right, which is just difficult to do. And they consistently do it. And their passing has just been phenomenal today. So Australia really need to pick up some of their set plays. Philippines, I feel like, have been getting a bit more depth and they've got a bit more of that, you know, big steps through the middle. But if they want to shift those defensive players, I think the Philippines, what they do well is they're really late switches. So they have someone driving hard. As soon as they pull the defender in, they have someone late sweeping around the back. We might see some of that in our second half. Australia, always looking strong, but I don't think that they've had too many of those set plays on. Philippines defense really been shutting them down. So hopefully we can get the likes of, you know, Jaden Cummins, Emma Kirky, when they get some of their plays going that they know so well, that can really split the defensive line. That's maybe something that we need to see lift a little bit. Haven't seen too much. Jaden Cummins, a big personality out there. I feel like he's getting a little bit lost in this game. So hopefully we can see that, get Jaden Cummins back in there to lift this Australian side for the last game of the TRL World Cup. Australia versus Philippines.
Yeah, and what a game it has been as well, and it's definitely set to be a very impressive second half of action as well. 1-0, a very impressive score going into the halftime break. Australia, a little bit of work to do in order to try and claw this one back within reach. But again, 1-0, it's only a one-try game. Standard try will draw it. A kick try or a female try will take the lead. But the Philippines, again, looking aggressive, attacking hard, doing a really good job of dominating the possession as well. And I know you don't like me making up statistics, so I'm not going to say a percentage, but I think it's pretty safe to say the Philippines dominated the percentage possession in that first half.
Yeah, and I think that's why I was saying I felt like I didn't see that much of Jaden Cummins in that half, because I just felt like they didn't
All he
get
did was defend.
Yeah, they didn't get the possession that they probably needed. But 1-0 is... It's kind of coming into the second half completely fresh, to be honest. 1 point is not much in a game like this, especially when you have 2 points for the female tries and 2 points on the kick tries. So we won't be seeing any AFLs in this game, but I'm excited to see what the next 12 minutes can bring us.
Yeah, and that is another part of the strategy as well when you're attacking. If you sort of notice that like the strongest attacking team is on the field that's defending. So for example, like you said, we haven't seen a lot of Jaden Cummins. It's because he had to play 5 defensive sets in a row. So then as soon as they get into attack, he's going through that subset. So all of a sudden you're subbing out some of Australia's best attacking players because they've just defended for 5 sets and they're knackered. So sometimes that can be a little bit of the strategy as well, is just continuing to attack just to wear out those strong attackers on the other side and then force them to go through that subset. So it's a great job from the Philippines. They're playing a really smart, really strategical game of TRL.
Yeah, Australia, they've got their, offensive side on now. They've got, O'Farrell, Cummins, Kirky, all out there together. They ran a really beautiful set play just before. Jaden Cummins out to the link. He needs to give it to the winger. Pass the ball.
Maddie,
so much space there for Maddie out there.
Maddie McDonald had enough space to make a barbecue. She was that open, but yeah, unfortunately the pass just being taken a little bit above his head, so wasn't able to get that extra skip pass. So very, very unfortunate for Australia, but it was a good first look in this second half for them.
Yeah, it's good to see that they're getting some set plays on and some repeat sets. So Australia, there'll definitely be something else going on here. Here they go, taking off. Jared O'Farrell puts a kick through, comes off the back, I think, of Jaden Cummins' boot. Not quite what they wanted here. Philippines are going to want to get the possession back down this end and hold on to it as much as possible. Try and keep the ball out of Australia's hands. Damo given a bit of space, and he's going to take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Already at halfway, the Philippines on the second touch. So, like you said, they are dangerous and they're moving the ball really, really nicely up the field and gaining a pretty good advantage here early in this attacking set. They're going to have to set up the offense now. So, touch is made. And unfortunately, ball down, arguing that there was interference in the ruck, but I think it was just a little bit of a loose carry and a knock on. So, Australia on the attack now, still trail by 1 with just under 10 minutes to play here in the second half.
Can I just shout out some of those Philippines players? They're sending 8-meter pills back and forth, the girls and the guys, just absolutely dishing it, especially in this win. But turnover here, Philippines have the ball. They've got the momentum. Australia need to get back on side. Daz with the ball, looking dangerous as always. Lost a little bit of their momentum here, but now the subs are coming on. It goes out to Connor Everingham. And the sideline ref is calling a forward pass here.
Yeah, and I think it is the correct call as well. They were kind of very much side by side in that little shift. The ball did look like it drifted forward. It probably was a pretty hard one on the Philippines, unfortunately for them. But I think it is fair enough, and that is the advantage of having that sideline official. But it is a little bit of a lucky break here for Australia because they really need to keep attacking if they want to get themselves back in this match.
Great touch there, Connor Everingham. Diving at Australia, but here we go. Australia puts a little bit of chip through, really well defended by the Philippines. Kind of just been a bit of back and forth, which we've seen that in the first half as well, but Philippines looking strong. They're going to want to get down the field quite quickly. We know they just send a lot of passes around, so lots of left and rights. Connor Everingham driving right in front of his Philippines teammate. Daz Gerke is going to be picking up from dummy half, and you know he's going to be doing something. Bit of its step. Daniel Ayres intercepts, but the referee is called rolling. That is when the defenders are not staying up in their line. As soon as they see the Philippines attackers coming towards them, they start slowly rolling backwards. And it's a great call from the ref, to be honest. Philippines were close, within a few meters of the line, and Australia really needs to come up and meet them.
Yeah, and they had a fresh set of 6 before that as well, because they were already got called for the shadowing as well. So a big opportunity here for the Philippines. Space is made, and the female 2-point try as well. The Philippines absolutely crushing it here. A brilliant offense. The space opened up, the seas parted, and the Philippines, we'll have a look at it again here, and you can just see off the tap, you know, fantastic footwork, got the Aussie defender on the wrong foot, and like I said, the seas parted and crashing through the line for the 2-point female try. The Philippines take the lead 3-0, and now Australia has an awful lot of work to do to try and get themselves back in this one.
Yeah, Lily Nguyen just coming in firing. She saw that there was an opportunity for that 2-point kick try, which if they had passed it, it would have been a 2-point women's try as well. But Philippines up by 3, still with the momentum, arguing that there was a foot in that ruck, but there was also a bit of a rush there, Henry Chin and Damo, but Australia, just under 7 minutes. They've got to get the ball down this other end if they want to have an opportunity to stay in this game. Jared O'Farrell rucking out to Maddie McDonald there. Big pill over to Jaden Cummins. We know that he'll have something going on. Tane going for the left-hand sweep. Emma Kirky running the dummy run. Jaden decides to put a kick through instead. Big dive from Kirky to make a touch in the in goal. What a save. She's got a little bit of a stitch holding the side of her ribs there. That's the kind of commitment you've got to put your body into if you want to get a repeat set. Who knows? Philippines could have had an attacking set here. This could change the game. Australia still with possession. Mariah doing a good job to trap the ball with her feet and pick it up there. Just over halfway. Jaden Cummins on the field. Time for him to lead. Try and separate some of those Philippines defenders, telling them where to run. Jaden picks up. Big pill out to Tane. Drives for Jaden. Dances around a little bit. Doesn't get touched, still dancing. This is where the play needs to go on. Robinson drives for Jaden Cummins, bounces back, puts a kick through. 2 Philippines defenders there, just grounding it real quick. But this is the 3rd set. Australia will have 2nd dropout in a row. It's good to see the momentum back for Australia. Only 5.5 minutes to go, and they need to get two 2-point tries on the board if they want to be back in this game. Huge dropout, win behind him, caught on the full in the in goal, which technically means a tap on the 8, but hey, maybe not from the dropout rules.
No, not not from the dropout, no. So Australia on the attack now. Kat Robertson, fresh set of 6 here for Australia as well. So Cummins with it now. Back to Robertson. Quick rucking up the center of field, and they're going to have another fresh set here as well after the hard touch. So Jaden Cummins going to play the ball here, push it out to the right, and here is an opportunity for Australia. The fresh set of 6, they're about 12 meters out from their line. Opportunity, space, kicks it through. Probably not what you needed on the first or second play. Just try and wear out the defenders a little bit more before putting that kick through. They will get the repeat set, but they just need to continue looking for other alternatives than just kicking on first.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again on the live stream this weekend as they see the line and they think, oh, just put a bit of a chip through. They're lucky to get the repeat set and the dropout, but it's dangerous. You know, if you've got a set of 6, you may as well try and use it. Just take the touch and take it back and reset the line and get some depth. So Daniel Ayres in the middle. Robertson picking up from dummy half. Great meters there from Robertson. Plays the ball for Daniel Ayres. Back into the middle for Australia. Philippines defense looking strong. Big step back, Pill out to the wing. Maddie McDonald unfortunately drops it, but it did look like the Philippines defender was coming across quite quickly there.
Yeah, she wouldn't have got there anyway, but it is unfortunate that they couldn't take the ball and continue to attack. So the Philippines now, 3 minutes 45 to play. It is 2 tries for Australia to get themselves back into this one. And illegal subbing here is the call, so penalty changeover for Australia. It's not one you see often, but it does happen occasionally in Elite TRL where you have the illegal subs. So good pickup by the sideline official Brendan Blythe. And Australia, they needed a break, and this could be it.
Yeah, it's definitely not a mistake the Philippines want to be making when they're up by 3. Just puts Australia in an opportunity, but referees called something here. Sideline refs called a forward pass. So Australia, they had the opportunity and they've lost it already. honestly, 3 minutes to go. Philippines doesn't seem to be wavering in their defense. There has been errors from both teams, but I'd like to see some more tries on the board here. Christine doing a bit of a dance there. Sophie dishes out to Connor Everingham.
Attacking through the center now. The Philippines, they've got the speed behind them as well. There's a massive gap out here to the left-hand side of screen. Great touch, but they're going to just confirm whether he was onside or not first. Yes, they're saying he did get back. So touch was definitely made. The Philippines having a reset now. But again, looking really, really dangerous here on the attack, the Philippines. Can they go across again?
Yeah, within the 8. Puts a kick through. Daz unable to get to it.
Yeah, incidental contact and good sportsmanship from the boys as well. Just coming together and shaking it out. The Aussie player having to get his boot back on after clipping heels and losing half his shoe. 2 minutes to play here for the Australians. They really need to be getting a try off this attack. Doesn't matter whether it's a 1-pointer or a 2-pointer. They just need to get something on the board, and then their next one will have to be a 2-pointer. Up the middle of the field now for Australia. Breaks out to the left, puts the chip through, and Philippines dive on it to ground it in goal. We're going to have ourselves a line dropout.
Yeah, just needs to be careful on that play. The ball looks a little bit diagonal to me. They have to be square to the field. Just running with so much pace and momentum, but a minute and a half, Australia doesn't look like they've necessarily been getting across the line, but it only takes some sort of kick try or one of the girls to get across the line. Maddie, unfortunately, touches her foot and her hands there. Dropout was strong to go over that sideline, put pressure on Maddie. Philippines with the ball kind of cruising now. They know there's not much time to go, but Connor gives some momentum. Daz picks up and gives straight away, tries to beat the Australian player. Jaden Cummins tries to go for that intercept, had to shut the pass down. He knew there was an overlap over that left-hand side.
Yeah, so minute to play here. The Philippines, realistically, they're just going to want to keep holding the ball. They know they've got the healthy advantage. So every repeat set really helps their run home here. But Australia desperately needing to force the error.
Jared O'Farrell not getting beat by Daz's step there, but still a deadly one nonetheless.
Oh, no touch as well. The Philippines go through again. In the dying moments of this match, 30 seconds to play, and the Philippines add another to the tally to take it 4-0. And you just have a look at it again here, and just phenomenal positioning. The pass comes out left, nice little fake, gets around, dodges around that diving touch attempt to get the grounding, and the Philippines close it out. The hooter has gone. Australia will still have to kick off, but I'm certain the Philippines will be happy to just take the touch and end things here. No, they're going to just keep going through. Touch is made. We're going to play through. I thought we heard the hooter, but everyone seems a little bit confused. Yeah, no, there we go. And that is all she wrote here in our mixed grand final at the TRL 2026 World Cup. And Tali, the Philippines, what a performance they put on.
Yeah, just way too strong in defense there. Australia really unable to even get possession for a lot of the game. I think that's what something that Philippines does well is they hold the ball well. They dish back and forth. They use a lot of their time just sending the ball back and forth, to be honest. It meant that the ball stayed out of Australia's hands. Didn't see much from Jaden Cummins defending so much on that line in that first half, and it just meant that Philippines could really profit off it when they could. That last try, close to the buzzer, was a nice little finisher for the Philippines, but what a win. Philippines were so strong. They look like they're kind of just cruising, and then they can just take off like that, and they were smart to get the 2-point kick tries and break through the line. So Philippines taking out the win today, and a well-deserved, kept Australia to 0, and that's a testament to the Philippines' defensive side. Absolutely none of them, no weak links. They're just all trailing and following all of those Australia players like a hawk.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to the Philippines and all of our winners here in the 2026 World Cup Grand Finals. It has been an amazing day of touch rugby league down here on the sunny Gold Coast. A huge thank you to Experience Gold Coast for all that you do and for supporting this event and allowing us to use your fields, as well as all of our other sponsors as well, Gallagher, EMU and EV2, and of course Armstrong Financial Services. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. A quick note, this video will be deleted momentarily, and we are going to upload a full recording at the conclusion of the competition once I get home, just to make up for all those copyright infringements that caused our videos to be deleted. There will be a full replay available, hopefully a little bit later on today. So don't fret if you don't see it after this. When you go back to watch it, we will re-upload everything. Thanks again for tuning in. A big thank you from all of my team, Tali Way, my co-commentator. I've been Regan Baker from the Stream team. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you a little bit later in the year for the TRL Australian Championships, or next year at the 2027 TRL World Cup.